Well, a very good afternoon, one and all, and welcome to the McDonald's BFNL second semi-final under sunny skies here at Darley Park on a firm deck. No excuses, no real breeze to speak of, typically swirly. If anything, you can score at both ends, unlike what we've been privy to over the last couple of weeks. So a real relief for the competition and for the both sides, as I'm joined by Sammy Young for the call this afternoon. And Sammy, well, she's a no excuses Saturday afternoon, second semi-final, the stage is set.
Yeah, you're right, Toddy. It's obviously perfect conditions this afternoon here at Darley Park, really. I mean, ground in Great Neck. Big crowd in as well. We'll come up here to Darley Park this afternoon to see who will be the first side to book their place in the 2024 Grand Final McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League.
The sides have met twice this year. The Devils hosted Melton in round 7. It was the Bloods who looked like they were at home. Of course, they won by some 66 points. The Devils kicked all 5 of their goals in the second quarter. But it was all the Bloods, and 17 of those Devils that played that afternoon are here this afternoon. And the Bloods have 19 of the 22. But we were chatting off air briefly, Sammy, and we were talking about the consistency levels of Melton and the enigmatic nature of the Devils, who fluctuate above and below that consistent line that is the Bloods.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, in terms of consistency, that is what the Melton brand's been built on. And you can see from the side selected week after week. I mean, 24 points selected again this afternoon in terms of the player point tally. It just shows that they've got a really level, consistent ball for Troy Scoble to go to for every week, and it's really spearheaded through their spine. I mean, it's the same names that we've seen for a number of seasons in the Ballarat Footy League with the likes of the Carters, the Walkers and co to really lock things up and shore things up for the Melton Footy Club.
Just on the Carters and the Kites, such as been their presence forward of centre, they've combined for some 182 goals this year, the 4 of them. The brother pairing, so for another way to describe it, and collectively they've kicked more goals than every club that finished outside the 6 for their season tally. So it's been a remarkable return from an honest bunch of 4 one-pointers who clearly play above that number.
You know, you're right there, Toddy. And then it's just their different avenues to goal, which I've really liked in season 2024. I mean, last week you had on the call, you had it really well with Faruja bobbing up with 3 goals. I mean, he's been a bit of a swingman the last couple of weeks for Melton. But you can look at Davis, can get dangerous at ground level, gets better goal a game as well. So they've just got so many weapons inside forward 50. Whereas I look at today on the flip side with the Darley Football Club, and this game I feel is built for a guy like Billy Myers to have a big day, and a big bag of 5 or 6 would have to come from him for mine if the Devils want to be any chance to walk away with the win.
Well, last year in their premiership season, the Devils, Billy Myers, he kicked 5, 4 and 3 in their 3 wins. They went 3-0 against the Bloods, so it's a very valid point you make, Sammy. Of course, the Bloods this year are 2-0 against the Devils. No side has won 3 in a row against Darley under Dan Jordan. So clutching at straws, I know. But you're touching on Faruja to mention a lesser known from the Bloods. Harrison Hanley's played less than 10 games this year, back from injury. Having him fit and healthy allows Faruja to max out his versatility, who was a prominent intercept defender for the most part in the absence of Hanley.
No, you're right, Toddy, and it just means it just gives them more avenues and more magnets, and that's what I like about the Melton footy side, because there's so many little moves and cat and mouse games that Troy Scoble can play in the box with Dan Jordan. I mean, you can start Faruja forward, starting on the bench actually as we go to live there now, so to have that ability to be able to use these different players, and Hanley's a really important piece, because if he's played some footy as a forward in the past for the Bloods, had a really good game across half-back last week, and I would imagine would be important with the likes of Heaney in the intercept game for the lesser-known likes to come to the forefront for Melton if they're going to be victorious this afternoon.
Yeah, not far off a start, both sides here on the ground, as you can see on the vision, assuming their positions. Darley at the away box, a bit of foreign territory for the Devils, and rather than taking the visitors' rooms today, they opted for the pigeon sheds, and of course they'd have fond memories of time spent over there last year. So Melton will kick to the right of screen in this opening term. Kyle Borg, a renowned wingman, will assume a forward role. No doubt Mitch Ward will go to Braden Kite. Mitch was able to keep Braden to 1 goal in their round 18 meet. And the siren sounds to get play underway. A grand final Spot beckons for the winner. Preliminary final next week. You're going to do it all again next week for the loser. Important opening start here. Ground level ball, hot footy, and a whistle imminent. There'll be a ball up. So don't miss all the action again tomorrow. East Point v Ballarat. And the Vision coming to you live from 2:15 p.m.
Hovey wins down the ruck and will just fall just inside 50 for Darley. Quick kick that was smothered from Azapati. Melton looked to go their way through Hickey, but his hand pass was smothered and a hot start. Going in there was Bewley for his first touch of the afternoon. And in the end, well, as you can expect with the finals atmosphere here, Toddy, it's a hard foot to be won. Ball ricocheting and ping-ponging between a few Packer players, but we've moved to true centre forward for the Devils.
Ripper crowd in attendance. Ground level ball, Hickey was been terrific against the Devils at their last start. Quick hand pass from Hovey was hopeful. Got to tell her who race. Patiri might have caught one high. Agreed, said the umpire. And the Devils kicking against a 1 or 2 goal breeze on the reserve side. A chance for Spiteri to get an inside 50 for the Devils.
Long kick will fall just outside 50. Fisted away by Scoble of the Melton defence as the ball ricochets back into score. A clever knockdown by Davis towards Hickey. Now to the speedster and Borg as they look to come out towards the broadcast side through Walker. And Lockie finds Ryan Carter, who goes inside 50 with a nice kick. An opportunity for Melton. Looking for the lead is Kite, and he's got it. One entry, one mark to Braden Kite. First shot and goal coming up on a 45-degree angle, 30 metres out.
Yeah, the Carter brothers combining for that forward 50 entry. And the VFNL's leading goal kicker in season 2024, Braden Kite, presented well and is often dangerous on the lead and even more dangerous from here. 45-degree angle. He'll walk away from us for a chance at the opening score of the afternoon. 2 minutes down. Braden Kite kicks on its way. And he makes no mistake, Kite. Perfect start for the Bloods. They're on the board. They're 1 goal straight 6. They lead the Devils no score.
He's been a dead-eye dick for close to a decade now at senior footy level for the Melton Football Club, and the perfect start for his side here. 1 entry, 1 mark, 1 goal in the opening couple of minutes. Braden Kite on the board.
Big welcome to our viewers tuning in right around the world, and that's not an understatement. We've got them live via Seattle, Washington, tuning in. 9:15 p.m. Friday night time. They're tuning into this, prime time in the States, really. We'll take that. And, of course, we've got a couple of people who's supporting the Devils watching out of Sweden on the Red Onion Vision by the BFNL Match Centre.
So perfect start for the Bloods. 1 down by Hovey as the clearance should go the way of the Devils. Baker was trying to find Bewley, and the Campbell back in towards traffic made it a little bit too tough for the reigning Henderson Metals to break through the tackle. So a ball up the result, an instant restart. The reaction from that contest with McIntyre and Hovey to go once again. And the big fella from Melton wins it down this time. And the clearance will go the way of Hickey. Right foot kick will go towards a vacant half-forward region. Carter's led to it this time by Cadman. He'll get across towards the boundary line, but couldn't get it out. And now an opportunity for Borg. Breaks the tackle. Crawford, right foot kick will go right to the top of the goal square. Opportunity for Carter. He couldn't take the mark. Davis at ground level was always dangerous. Laharo there sees it out of play.
Yeah, Matty Brett was super on that one-on-one. He was seemingly out of position. Got an important spoil on the footy before Lahure was able to usher the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in. So the Devils under the pump in the opening minutes. Lachlan Walker with the job on Bewley. He did it well in their round 7 win. Boundary throw-in, tap one by Ryan Carter, gathered there by Denham. He got it to Joel Cabot. It was so important last week. Clearing kick was effective and found Lee Spiteri, who's a true confidence player for the Devils. He started well, and he'll get another disposal here, and the short kick's okay and goes safely to Joel Cadman. So Spiteri and Joel Cadman, good last week. Will look to maintain that form as he goes along the line to outer centre wing. A host of players. Hobie the Fly went through his hands. At the back, Phillips got a touch of the fumbles. Pressure came from Myers. Shark there by Mawson. The kick was terrific. And the mark's been taken there by Lockie Watkins.
He'll play on immediately, Watkins, and go towards the half-forward line with the kick. It's a little shallow, and in the end position, Matty Brett, as he did so well to start last week in the elimination final win over North Ballarat, able to drop off his direct opponent and take an intercept grab. So in front of the electronic scoreboard, He goes long and high towards centre wing. McIntyre best positions worked underneath that one there by the Devils and by Inglis as he looks to go inside by hand. Numbers will prevail with Melton. Watkins to McIntyre over the top. Ball ricochets in towards traffic, and in the end the umpire's going to see a free kick for a hold. It was Hanley was held without it. An opportunity for Melton to again continue attacking and now go inside 50, just the attacking side of centre wing.
Tick over 5 minutes gone opening term. Beautiful sunny skies, just a swirly breeze today. Handley goes short to Lockie Watkins, who's started well with ball in hand. He looks to go laterally to Minito, who averages around 20 disposals a game off half-back. They'll look to get plenty of drive by foot out of him, and his kick doesn't let him down. And he found Liam Carter, who played on. Got it to Watkins, who went inside 50. Juggling attempt by Ryan Carter. Spoiled there by Joel Duncan Cadman. Ball at ground level, and there'll be a ball up some 35 metres away from the Melton goal.
So many family connections for both sides today, Toddy. The Cadmans, the Kites, the Carters, Ryan winning the hit-out. Umpires picked out a free kick from the stop. It's going to go the way of Melton for a bit of a hold, and it's going to go the way of the only goal kicker thus far in the game in Braden Kite. And maybe Mitch Ward with a big job today was a bit too more worried about Kite getting a wrapping around the front of the contest. Maybe took his eyes off, I guess, the footy, and free kick going to go the way of Kite on about 45 metres out, I'd say, this one, Todd.
Devils won't want to cough up 2 to Braden Kite in the opening 7 minutes. A let-off here would do the black and white wonders, but he's dangerous on goal. And the kick's on its way. Kite's got 2 at Darley Park, and the Bloods, they lead by 12 points near 7 minutes gone opening term.
Yeah, Dead-Eye Dick is Braden Kite. Takes his season tally to 78 this year's Tony Lockett medalist, and he only needs a sniff, 2 kicks, 2 goals. Perfect start for him and his side here in the semi-final live at Darley Park.
Just a couple of defenders. When you play as a group, get over there and, encourage Mitch. When that goal went through, everybody just ran back and assumed their positions. It's a confidence game. Restore that. He'll fight back. 12-point lead to Melton. Decent crowd in attendance. Of course, 6 different clubs filling in the grades this afternoon. Earlier winners, East Point by 52 over Bacchus Marsh, and Sunbury in the earlier game in the reserves, 39-point winners over Sebastopol.
So where I think the Devils can gain top is here in the midfield. They look to their big guns, the likes of Baker, Bewley and Denham, to get them some drive. All left-footers, of course. There's the modern way of football.
There goes Baker with the hurried kick. Shallow entry inside 50. Territory gain. Gathered well cleanly there by Minito. And his kick went towards Erickson, who was strong overhead. Couldn't quite hang on. Crawford did the sharking. Got it to Denham, who went back to Bewley, who went by hand. Crawford, standing start, coughed it up. The Bloods have got numbers through Suter, but he's carried over the line by Crawford. There'll be a boundary throw in. Near half forward. Broadcast side for the Devils.
Yeah, tough as cat's head, Blake Suter. Just getting his first taste of it. Starting on the bench this afternoon, he was ushered over the line on true centre wing position on the broadcast side. Boundary throw in. Hovey takes front position, was pushed out of the way by McIntyre. Big fella from Melton tries to get back in towards traffic, and in the end, the umpire will give it to himself for a restart in neutral territory here on the centre wing.
Hopefully the Devils can get Bewley a bit of assistance to get Walker off him as Baker goes with the left boot. He started okay. Dribbling ball towards half forward. Tanner presented. Couldn't gather. Mawson could, but he was dispossessed. Dropped the ball. And was afforded a discount there from the umpire. And there'll be a ball up 50 metres away from the Darley goal.
Bit of leeway in the hot start of a final from the umpire on that occasion. Ball up favoured McIntyre, who tried again to take it directly out of the air, and again it slipped through his grasp, but he's looked to use the body early, has big Brett, and McIntyre just trying to say, I don't want to hit out today, I want clearances. You just can't hang on to the footy, Toddy.
Let's keep an eye on that clearance battle between Hickey and Baker. Hickey was prominent in that round 18 game that Baker did miss. Speak of the Devil, Hickey, quick hands, got it to Borg, who found Suter. Kick around the body, managed to keep it in. Gained about 35 metres for his side. Ryan Carter in front, tackled there by Duncan Cabin, and he did well, the defender. Kick let him down, though, went straight into the breadbasket of Hickey, who got it to Carter. Drew the man, got the overlap through Farrugia. Kick goal side, looking dangerous there was Geordie Kite. He'll run into an open goal. 3 unanswered for the Bloods inside 10 minutes here at Darley Park.
Well, 3 goals on the game for the Kites. 2 to Braden, now 1 to Geordie with his first touch of the afternoon. And out they went, Toddy. A turnover here from Cadman, who did so well initially on the 1-on-1. His kick was into the red basket, as you called so well, Melton, and they were just off like a flash.
Yeah, Geordie Kite, to be able to get goal side, I mean, we saw that happen with Geelong against Port Adelaide so often on Friday night, and that was another example of the dangers if a forward can do that, and Geordie Kite finished off well.
Back in the centre here, Darley went down through Ovi, but it's going to go nowhere. I have to go back to that last goal. It was the kick from Farrugia. It was just perfectly weighted, so he didn't have to break stride. It was exquisite use of the footy. Hovey wins it down. Suda wrapped up immediately, and a third ball up. Might handball to you, Toddy. See, we can get a bit of passion into the call of the start here. It's all Melton. 3 goals straight, 18 leading to Darley yet to score.
McIntyre and Hovey. Tap one by Hovey. Bewley was clean. Hand pass it over towards Hovey. Tumbling kick, awkward one at that inside 50. Out in the Phillips direction. He can do the mopping up for the Bloods, but he ran out of space and time over the line for a boundary throw-in. 30 metres away from the Darley goal. Request answered.
As the Devils are now inside 50 for the first real time to lock it in their end, and about 35 metres out from goal, as you said, Toddy. They trail by 18 points. Fast start the way of the Kites and the way of Melton. One down by McIntyre. Hickey went without it. Umpire Waves play on as Baker tried to come away with it. In the end, it's a bit of a bees to a honeypot. The inside forward 50 as ball is arrested, and a bit of push and shove comes off that contest, Toddy. As, of course, plenty of feeling between these two sides here. 1v3 from the home and away season.
Yeah, a bit of physicality or a goal. That's what the Devils need, as McIntyre's tap went to Denham, who was tackled, taken to the ground. And there'll be a ball up 49 metres away from the Darley goal. So if you've just joined us, Braden Kite with 2, Geordie Kite with 1, Melton 18, Darley no score, near 12 minutes gone opening term. We'll have a repeat stoppage, 49 metres away from the Darley goal.
I don't mind this from the Devils, though. Just a little bit of stop-start, just trying to feel themselves back into the contest as McIntyre's infringed, as Myers went to the turf, and might be an opportunity here for the Devils to get a first look at the goal face. Distance, we right on the limit as it's against the breeze, so you expect this one to go top of the square sort of stuff. Right foot kicking coming right in the right spot, if you don't mind, pardon the pun. Takes the mark, 28 directly front, should go and get the Devils first, you think, Toddy?
Well, he managed to, he had a vice-like grip on the footy, especially when the Devils were going into the breeze last week in their elimination final win over North Ballarat, and Wright was able to convert into the breeze last week. Can he copycat here? Kicks on its way, uses the breeze well, and Darley respond right on cue, just as what the doctor ordered for the Devils, Sam.
Perfectly done, and the kick was perfect. It wasn't too deep to the goal square. It was easy for the Melton defence and the likes of Phillips to get in the way to see it through from my score. It was pulled to the dangerous spot, and reading the cues perfectly was Brady Wright to get there and take the mark and get the Devils first for the afternoon. But interesting, that big matchup between Lockie, Walker and Bewley. Bewley goes to the bench. Walker follows. So it's a very hard tag as it was in round 7, Toddy.
I'm not sure Walker would be welcomed at the Darley bench, but nonetheless, the brains trust of the Devils just having a chat with Bewley. It'll be umpires will want to keep an eye on that premature hold that Walker seems to have on Bewley at stoppage and in the middle of the ground. At the restart, Farrugia into the ruck, tap one by Johnson. So a couple of the part-timers in that role go head-to-head. Baker, tackled by Jack Walker. Loose ball. Gardner needs to be clean, and he was. His hand pass was hopeful, meant for Inglis. The Bloods have got numbers, and they'll do the mobbing up through Riley Walker. He's high up and under kick, got plenty of it, went towards half forward. One-on-one contest. Liam Carter and Matthew Brett. Brett was did well to deny Liam Carter, gathered the ball, was taken to the ground by Farrugia, and the umpire will come in and effect the ball up 65 metres away from the Melton goal.
I think respectively got Matty Brett at one end, Phillips at the other end, probably the best 2 one-on-one players in their competition. Respectively, as Walker off to Farrugia, handball over top towards Ericsson, set a task, and lucky escape, gets a bit of high contact as he attacked the footy, which means Melton from 60 can load up. Right foot kick inside forward 50 towards Carter. Cadman did enough to bring it to ground. Carter trying to gather at the rebound. Clearing kick comes from the Devils defence back into the corridor. And Hanley, with that intercept prowess, took front position and was strong. Nice mark, plays on immediately, spreads it wide here with Sullivan. Left footer want to get back to his natural side with a high ball inside forward 50. And the Devils got the numbers behind the footy. Johnson doing what a ruckman should do, Toddy, and getting back in the hole.
The important player for the Devils, more often than not in their front half. So it was an awkward kick. Baker had to stretch. He's had a handful of possessions already. Baker, he started well. Drop punt comes to the broadcast side. Right, the fly was good. The follow-up too was excellent. Applies the tackle on Heaney to square away a stoppage. Right in front of us here, near half-forward broadcast side for the Bloods.
Great matchup, Heaney and Wright to watch for the afternoon as well. Two young, emerging talents in the Ballarat Football Netball League. Farrugia will get the points with the tap. Johnson, though, weighted down and might come away with it as he was legged. Umpires wave play on, despite some appeals from the Melton faithful for incorrect disposal themselves. So whistle gone away and a ball up the result in between half-forward centering and the broadcast side here for Melton.
Farrugia, Johnson. Well, Johnson pushed Farrugia out of the way. Soft. And Farrugia will take the resultant free kick. Unnecessarily from Johnson. So Farrugia will weigh up the options and go to this very dangerous front half of Melton's. And he goes into the Carter direction. Gardner with the spoil. Fell into the hands of Azapati. His tumbling kick went out in the Johnson direction. He was laconic in the air. Had it knocked away from him by Farrugia. Baker was strong and he copped one high. And just let him know too there, Baker. And the umpire's trying to connect. So he went lateral to Mitch Ward. And this will do Mitch's confidence some wonder. He's up and about. The kick didn't let him down. It was good. He went laterally to Joel Cadman, endeavouring to stretch the Bloods, much like the Bloods like to do their own. Right foot kick to centre wing. Poor kick. It'll be cut off there by Heaney. And a chance to rebound for the Bloods.
Those interceptors for Melton, the likes of Hanley and Heaney, prominent early with a couple of grabs apiece. As he goes with the measured ball, Heaney inboard towards Davis, who's got a beautiful left boot and perfect spot to be in between the arcs to set up attack. He goes into the pocket, saw the leader Carter, and hit him right on the chest, right up against the boundary line. Centimetre perfect if you want to pull one out from the playbook. And Carter can elect to have a shot. It'll be a tough one against the boundary line, but shoot from pretty much just inside the paint on 50.
Yeah, they've got good tanks, the Carters. He wastes no time. Liam from 50. Kick always left and through for a minor score. First blemish of the afternoon. Tick over 17 minutes gone in this second semi-final with a grand final spot up for grabs this afternoon here at Darley Park. Melton 19, lead Darley 6.
Well, one way to break the tag, Bewley will do the kicking in duties. Long left foot kick comes in the right direction. And that was the right option as he takes the mark on half-back on the broadcast side. He's just so good overhead, is young Wright. As he'll chip it down the line, sits on the head of his intended target, and Davis, and in the end, picking the pocket was Hickey with the one-hander. Off to Manito, runs the 55, pulls the kick in the direction of Kite, and in the end, overcooked it. Ward with intercept marks at the full-back position.
So Ward, he's got a short option, and he'll take that. Strong overhead was Matthew Brett. One of the few that could have hung on to that. They need to kick the ball well today, Darley. That's the big difference between the two sides. So the kick from Matthew Brett went out of bounds on the full, right on cue, on the back of that point of differential between the efficiency of the kick, Sammy.
Yeah, he put the mocker on them as they went short inside 50 here to Melton. Scoble. Well, actually, the umpire's going to be a little bit tedious and bring Carter back over the mark. He'll go laterally instead to Walker. His right foot kicks in the Davis direction, overcooked it, gets at the back here to Borg, off the Davis, stops, steadies, shoots, and kicks it across the face. No, it's through for a goal. Umpire did a little bit of work, but in the end says it's through the big sticks. I thought he had us all fooled. He didn't have Ryan Davis fooled, and he gets his first of the afternoon as Melton moved now to 4-2-26 on the electronic scoreboard over the Darley Devils. 1 goal straight, 6.
So just trying to describe the breeze here from behind the glass. It's not that easy, but on the back of that Brett Bewley kick in, you can see it hold up with that penetrating left foot that he has. So it's official. The Bloods kicking with a 2-goal breeze. But the Devils this afternoon, you'll think they'll be their own best friends or their own worst enemies on the back of executing the basic fundamental of the foot skill.
Hovey wins this one down, but Farrugia, who's direct opponent, will take it out of the ruck and go towards half forward with the right foot kick towards the boundary line. And the umpire will say, I'll throw it in, despite the appeals of the Devils faithful for some insufficient attempts. I think at a higher pay grade, he might have actually had a genuine decision to make. Here in the BNFL, we'll throw it in, thanks.
Indeed, 19-point lead of the Bloods. 19 and a half minutes gone opening term. Sun streaming down on Darley Park. No rain expected this afternoon, so ripper conditions to prevail. As Hovey won that tap, leading into the race, Walker conceded by hand. Over towards Benito, who set the Bloods into attack, 2-on-1. Lahure had front spot, got an awkward bounce. Need to be clean at ground level. The Bloods, they brought the reinforcements to square away a stoppage, 50 metres away from their goal.
It's an opportunity here for the Rucks to reset themselves in dangerous territory once again for Melton. Hovey will have the height advantage, wins it down towards Baker, was stripped of him. Coming through was Watkins, but he couldn't gather, and the clearing kick from the Devils only goes as far as Benito, who play on immediately and drive another one inside forward 50 for Melton. Good positioning behind the footy there by Cadman as the loose dropping off the wing to take the marks. He spreads it inside 50 looking for Ward, and the build-up can start from the back line once again through Mitch Ward and from the Devils, who are long and high down the line, keeping it very close to the boundary line, trying to get it away from the Melton interceptors. Gardner at ground level, trying to get the handball away towards Matt Riccardi, running out of real estate. We'll throw it in.
Riley Matt Riccardi, one of the two ins for the Devils this week. Javen Tanner, the other, the outs. Deacon Fawcett and young Bailey Bishop. Throw in, tap one by Hovey. Bewley at ground level. Missed the target by hand. Lucky though, because it fell into the hands of Adam Asapati, who gave it to Bewley with that all too familiar left boot. Shallow entry inside 50. Gathered by Minito. Kicked it to a vacant outer centre wing, but Crawford read it well. Look out, here comes Borg. He managed just to get his kick away. Gee, he's got some toe, Borg. Spiteri. The tap was clever to Inglis. The two smalls combine. Inglis has a shot on goal across the face. Not out of bounds yet. Chance for Tanark. Just carried it over the line. Did he take too long? No, said the umpire. There'll be a boundary throw-in 15 metres around from the Darley goal.
You called it well, Toddy, as the two smalls that were so prominent last week for the Devils as Spiteri and Inglis combined, and was nearly another fruitful result for the Devils from those two. But we'll get a ball in. Deep inside forward 50 for the Devils to go into attack. One down there by Darley. Denham circling at ground level. Might be a chance for a hole in the ball free kick. The umpire sees it that way with the Melton player jumping on the footy, but let it go as the intensity of the final continues here. 25 metres out in a more central position here for the Devils to go to work. Tanner wins it down, but the clearance will go once again the way of Melton, the way of Hickey towards centre wing. Davis caught behind. Ball spills it back. Numbers here with Darley. Cadman, lateral kick will find Ward. He'll take the mark right on true centre wing as he's called the play on immediately, and now has to backtrack a little and thump another one, high one towards centre half forward. McIntyre from about 3 deep, couldn't take the mark. As the party circles at ground level, didn't gather. Sullivan, underground kick was superb. And Melton, well, they just go from one end to the other so fast. The right foot kick will go inside 50 towards Carter. He's confronted by Brett. Inside the ball, can open up the angle. Right foot snaps a bit skinny. And in the end, won't make the distance and marked on the goal line by Darley.
Yeah, let off there for the Devils. And Fawcett will come broadcast side. Awkward looking kick, another turnover. They've had more than a handful of those. I know they're kicking into the breeze. I'll give that as an excuse, but it's a second semi-final at this BFNL level. We need to ask for more. So Suter obliges and gave it back to the Devils, and Brett Bewley will get them out of trouble.
Well, they won't start for not having turnovers. I mean, this is the man to do it. Brett Bewley, the best kick in the competition, will go across his defence to find Matthew Brett. And in the end, they probably take this margin going into the break as they can look to reset and use that slight breeze to their advantage in the next term. Brett forced to force one down the line. Will get the back and bounce over the top. Spiteri desperate to keep it alive and does so. Kick inboard's a dangerous one, trying to open up the game in the corridor a bit. Hickey gets in the way for Melton as he slaps it into the fence towards Walker. Had to go back against his own footy as Tanner got in the way. Breaking up is Hovey. Right foot kick will go inside 50 for Darley in the Matt Riccardi direction, but it's just all Melton with the loosest behind the play. Handling in Mark Phillips with the hand pass. Goes in the mid direction. He keeps it in the field of play. Handballs over top. And this chain from half back continues by hand by Melton. Hitting Minero with a bounce. Right foot kick goes down the line. They've just got loose players. It seems to be everywhere at the minute. Melton in the way this time. Devils able to lock it up in between centre wing and half forward on the outside.
Yeah, Matthew Brett was super. Conceding an outnumber to square away that stoppage. And you're right, Sammy. Whilst the Devils seem to have one behind the ball, one extra, the Bloods look like they've got a +1 at both ends as Hickey got another important clearance. Joel Cadman's been good. He started well and he wastes no time sending the ball broadcast side. They need a favourable bounce on a turning deck as we touched on that last week. Andy has a party. Kick was good. Found Brodie Ward. An important touch early. And goes with the left boot. Kick didn't let him down. Found Johnson who presented. Took a chest mark just above the grass or ankle level, take your pick. And an all-important forward 50 entry. Putting hand pass over the top to Andy Azzopardi, who ran to 49, needs to be quick. Lowered the eyes, poor kick at the end. Bewley had to be clean, he was. Quick hands to Inglis. Release there by hand, got it to Spiteri, kick across the body. This cut off on the last line of defence. And Phillips will save the day for the Bloods.
As he has so many times in season 2024, been in Troy Scoville's best on 7 occasions. One of the very best in this competition, Phillips comes towards the broadcast side, elects to go towards Carter. At ground level, Darley with the numbers here with Bewley. Handballs over the top. Breaking things up there was Walker. And in the end, Heaney's taken to the turf, and umpire will say, give it to me for a stoppage.
Near 26 minutes gone opening term. 0 holding the balls in this opening term. So far, you would imagine that it is below average, given the occasion. Opportunity here for Azzopardi, needed to be quick. Dribbling ball, found brother Andy, got it to Denham from 50, sent the ball into the pocket right. The target, the stretch was terrific, the grab was better.
Just floated there, Todd. He was almost, just hovered in the air for a little bit long. I thought he was not going to be any chance, but just got such a good set of hands, does Brady right, and once again takes a mark inside forward 50.
Well, he didn't do a lot wrong, Phillips. He had body contact on right, sort of pushing him under the ball, but the long arms of right prevailed, and a shot on goal here to chance to kick his second, and he makes no mistake. Wright's got 2, so too the Devils, and they're within touch ahead of the quarter-time break.
You're right there, Toddy, and just brings things down a little bit from Darley, just to build themselves back into the contest. We approach quarter time. I mean, the reality is a couple of goals to right here just gives them a bit of confidence to build on, and Dan Jordan will be happy with that as we approach a quarter time siren with the big spearhead getting on the score sheet and looking just as dangerous.
And Troy Scoville, every bit aware of Wright's ability, who's come off for a break, having spent a bit of time coaching Brady as a young bloke. He was on the Geelong radar there for a period.
Certainly, as the Devils get the tap there through Hovey. As he follows up well, there's the big fellas. He hand passes towards true centre forward. Walker got it away there towards Mahito. Right, left foot kick, we go towards centre wing. Darley with the numbers. Right foot kick, we go spread it wide. Fisted away from defence by Hanley. He's had his hand in a few breakups for Melton. This one not going his way. Over the top, the Devils with the numbers. Right foot kick will go inside forward 50. Johnson in best position. Has fisted away. At ground level, Spitteri's taken to the turf. Melton desperate not to concede another one as we approach quarter time. As Darley build and have a stoppage 25 out from goal.
Yeah, Myers squares away the stoppage. Spiteri and Inglis are looking dangerous in the Devils' front half, albeit limited opportunity. As time ticks away, tick over 28 minutes gone. Melton lead by 13 points at the restart. McIntyre's tap, well, it favoured himself. Quick hands, got it there towards Suter. He's hurried kick, got to the defensive 50. Shark there by Baker. Went forward, Johnson presented. Waiting at ground level there was Walker. Hurried kick under pressure, got it beyond the defensive 50. Beast to a honeypot, whistle him in it, there'll be a ball up.
Just feel the momentum has changed slightly as we approach quarter time here. The Devils getting a late one against the Tide, and they're trying to build on that as we approach that first break in play today. Hovey wins it down. Darley again, rush it forward, ricocheted back towards Hovey. Smother was good by Melton as they look to run in numbers. Erickson lets slip. Crawford gathers. Dumps it inside 50. Johnson! Oh, he dropped one he should have taken. Had his head ripped off. Umpire waves play on. Does he? No. The non-officiating umpires come in and picked it up well, Toddy.
Yeah, good spot there, Sammy.
The man on not at the closest to it. The umpire said no, had a better view and overruled and said that's high contact. Free kick coming up and a real momentum builder. Shot on goal directly in front, Will Johnson, to get back-to-back ones for the Devils. We look to close the opening term.
Yeah, averages 2 goals a game. Johnson, 24 from his 12 games this year. Had a dose of the osteitis pubis throughout the back half of the season, but 3 or 4 games back. He's an important cog in the Devils' front half. The shot on goal from 40 gets plenty on the kick, but it's all left, every bit left, out of bounds on the full.
Bit of a letdown. You can almost feel the deflation from the Darley unofficial home crowd. Just as a bit of oxygen went out into that one after it was clearly offline. Phillips wants to go across his defensive 50, which he does, and Walker can chip it over the top further afield as Melton continue to create the overlap so well. Manito's the option here. Right foot kick, we go towards centre wing, and it's an absolute beauty. Jack Walker takes the mark, inboard kick incoming. Finds Eriksson as the slingshot could be complete. Mawson, right foot kick from full back to full forward they go. Looking for Kite. It spills down the ground level. Darley survived. A clearing right foot kick will come towards the broadcast side centre wing. Myers, the intended target, was no chance of getting it. Umpire will say we'll throw it in.
Yeah, Mitch Ward good in that contest. They'll take that. Ryan Carter and Matty Brett just getting reacquainted. So there'll be a boundary throw in. Darley don't want to concede, especially in that area of the ground, that's for sure. It's the Bloods who lead by 13 points. 30 and a half minutes gone. Throw-in will favour McIntyre. He was able to grab that. Could have been recalled, but the central umpire said play on. Suter was tackled there by Bewley over the line for a boundary throw-in. So a whole quarter without a holding the ball decision. So the players just going first option. That's what it tells me, Sammy.
Yeah, and the whistle's just certainly gone away from the umpires. Let the boys play. And certainly they have thus far here at Darley Park. Another shallow throw-in. McIntyre reaches down and gets the tap. Bewley is now taken this time as in reverse rolls. He got Suter, and Suter got him this time.
How about the gather from Bewley? Just so clean, but momentum. With Suter, took him to the ground. Restart, tap one by Hovey. Walker, quick hands, got it. The Suter took on the tackle. Oh, umpire put whistle in mouth, then called play on. Gathered there by Lockie Watkins. Siren sounds, quarter time here. Second semi-final action under sunny skies. Grand final berth for the winner. Prelim waits the loser. We've got a game on. Melton 4-1-25. They kick the first 3 goals of the game. They lead Darley 2 goals straight, 12. Entertaining opening term, Sam.
Yeah, you're certainly right, Toddy. And, obviously the captain, Braden Kite, off to a perfect start with a couple of goals to lead the way. Brother Geordie on the score sheet with Ryan Davis with 2 for Brady Wright, the only lone hand inside forward 50 for the Devils. I mean, Troy Scoble, both coaches I think should be reasonably happy here, Todd. I think Troy Scoble obviously happy with the fact that they're leading in the score sheet and look dangerous. Out of their ability to go from half back to full forward untouched was a massive coup, I think, for their ball movement for the remainder of this game. Whereas Darley and Dan Jordan would just be happy with the just hang in there and almost just be annoying enough pest to be around, and they can obviously build on that, going with the breeze in this term.
Yeah, it's a fair observation, Sam. Melton with more ball, especially in the first half of that term, and they look every bit dangerous on the spread and more imposing with their overlap. It just seems like a little more difficult for the Devils to get that connection that the Bloods do so well, basically on the back of just executing the fundamentals and work rate.
Yeah, and it's the high half forwards for me that have been really impressive as well. Just in little moments, the likes of Borg and Davis that are able to push up to the contest and then, spread and separate from there to be loose outlet players if they win the footy. And Hickey's been superb again. We talked about in the the lead up to this one, how important he was at clearance the last time these two sides went. Well, once again, he's been involved and getting first use out of the middle for Melton.
And Minito's drive off half-back, his rebound work and execution by foot was a highlight in that opening term.
Yeah, he's one of the best by foot in the competition. Toddy was seen on a full display today and he's probably going at 100% and he's probably had 7 or 8 touches if you don't mind.
Quarter time, Melton 4-1-25, lead Darley 2 goals straight, 12. We think there's a 2-goal breeze favouring the Devils right of screen ahead of them in the second term. The goal scorers for Melton, Braden Kite has 2, Geordie Kite 1, Ryan Davis 1, whilst for Darley, Brady Wright has both of those. A break and back with the second quarter action in around 5 minutes' time. Welcome back to Darley Park ahead of the second quarter action. It's Darley to kick with the aid of a goal or two breeze. But there's no entitlement, no favours there. You're going to be made to work hard for any result, especially against the might of the Bloods, who've lost just the one game this year. They've won their last 12 games on the trot, unbeaten for 112 days, in fact. And they lead at quarter time, 4-1-25. Darley 2 goals straight, 12. Umpire holds the ball aloft to get this all-important second term underway.
So Hovey and McIntyre continue their battle. Big fly by Hovey will get the knockdown, and Bewley can look to extract by hand if he likes, but instead iconically turns to that left boot and thumps it inside forward 50. Hanley getting back in the hole, couldn't complete the mark. Ball spills out for the moment as the party gets involved for Darley. It comes free by the end to Hickey for Melton. Maito sends it to the outer side with a bouncing ball. Could come back with interest. Brett, blind turns, says see you later. Right foot kick will go wobbling inside forward 50 in the right direction. Phillips has the safety of the boundary line. The skies to keep it in as it was smothered out of bounds.
Yeah, Matthew Brett again. You're terrific on the pressing up defender. Was able to send the Devils back in. So they have it in their front half, the Devils, albeit a shallow entry outer side of the ground. Boundary throw in. McIntyre's got the right spot. It went over his head. Baker over the ball. Ball held to him by Hickey, and there'll be a ball up. So Braden Kite and Brady Wright, the multiple goal scorers thus far, all in the opening term. Tick over 1 minute gone, second quarter.
As a party, get the handball away. Taken away there by Walker. Davis pressing up high, goes back to the co-captain and Jack Walker. Just the required 15 over top, finds Hickey, and the spread again on full display by Melton. Right foot kick down the line will go in the direction of Carter in position A in the stretch, and the mark is taken. So Ryan Carter in between centre wing and half forward can thump another one inside forward 50 for Melton. He's now called the play on. Right foot kick comes in. It's going in the Liam direction, fisted away by Brett. Ground level was Borg. On hands and knees, he tries to shovel one out, and the umpire will come in and say, give it to me, and we'll throw it in the air 40 metres out from goal.
Stick with us right throughout the afternoon via the vision of the Red Onion media crew and the BFNL match centre. Melton in attack, tap one by Ryan Carter, only as far as Joel Catterman, who had a good opening term, territory gain, cut off there by Handley. He's had a good month. He went short and wide to Scoble. Spiteri applies the smother pressure out wide. Leading into the race there was Duncan Cadman. Happy to see it over the line with the Ryan Carter pressure for a boundary throw-in inside Melton's forward 50.
Yeah, poor entry kick. Was kicked to the wrong side of advantage for Carter, and it was just easy pickings for Cadman to fist that one out of bounds. Need to be a more aggressive kick to the advantage of Ryan Carter. Ball in. Doing the ruck work, Carter wins it down. Walker trying to extract, can't. Ball spills out in the tackle. And in the end, Davis is brought to ground. The umpire says another ball up is the result, and still no holding the ball decisions to make thus far of the men in green.
Bloods in attack. Ryan Carter outpointed on that occasion by Duncan Cabot. Tap only went as far as Jack Walker. Matthew Brett in front. Just protected the ball drop. That he's going to lose that, is he? No. He plays on the edge, Matthew Brett. He's going to connect with one of those one day. Right foot kick goes wide to Bewley, who marked just inside the boundary line. So, talking about playing on the edge. So, Brett Bewley will lope onto that left foot. Got around Kite and sent the ball wide in the direction there of Inglis. Sullivan at the back, couldn't hang on to the mark. Ground level opportunity for Walker. Couldn't keep it in. Force it the pressure, and there'll be a boundary throw in on half forward for Melton.
Hasn't been impressive since he switched across half back into the wing. Sullivan couldn't take the mark on that occasion, but looked dangerous in the air, reaching over the top of Inglis. Gives him a bit of a different direction with that left boot coming out of transition. Ball in. One down there by Hovey. Trying to burrow his way through there was Hickey, and he's up the head, so the umpire will have a decision to make, but says no free kick, ball up the result, and the two big fellas and Hovey and McIntyre to go once again to battle on the half-forward line here for Melton.
Tap one by Hovey. Ground level ball gathered by Baker. Gee, both sides' ability not to give away a free kick in those tight ground ball situations has been impressive. Pressure up here. Second semi-final action. McIntyre, use of the body, conceded a free kick in the end. Oh, and that's nearly 50 as he shoveled the ball into the chest of Hovey. So the big fella, he's got Duncan Cadman to his right, but he elects to go by foot and get the ball to half forward to an outnumber. Joel Cadman flies, ground ball gathered by Denham, was met solidly. Might have been a bit of friendly fire there. Two Devils collide. So Denham up and Joel Cadman the other. Both looking a little bit worse for wear. Proppy, if you like. Ball up, half forward. Tap one by Hovey.
Sullivan will get the clearance though as he dumps it forward for Melton. Tough ball to deal with for Fawcett. He did well to trap it, and Brett, as he's done all day, presses up to the front. And if you're Liam Carter, who's been his direct matchup, it's important to maybe take a bit more front position from Matty Brett. He continues to get to the front, lock things up, and be the wall that Meltons can't get past at the moment. We'll go quickly again with Hovey winging it down in the ruck, suited with the clearance this time. Towards Carter's in front this time. Ricochets off his shins towards Jack Walker. Right foot kick, go right to the top of the goal square. Flying on top was Ferrugia. Couldn't complete the mark. Bounced up well off the Ryan Carter. It's smothered. Ricocheted back left foot. So let's try this again. And he pops it through.
Second chance goal there for Ryan Carter. Excellent forward craft, and again, just the weight of the outnumber prevailing, and Ferrugia was good with his positioning and gave up that first option. Carter's first snap was smothered, but he was able to regather and get a finish. Yeah, the Bloods' ability to get their first hands at stoppage is having an impact on this game. 19-point advantage with that opening goal of the second term. Tick over 6 minutes gone. 5-1-31, Melton lead Darley 2 straight 12.
Big fly by both ruckmans, usually one down Hovey. He'll give the points to. And a bit of high contact coming through. You can see that Walker's head snapped back from the contact, and he's given off to Hickey as the Melton go quickly again inside forward 50. Backing back was Crawford, couldn't complete the mark and travel inside 50. Darley desperate to clear. Brett sends out the defensive 50 for the moment. Manito up to meet it. It's brought to the turf, and we'll get a ball up 55 from goal.
Yeah, it was good pressure from Matt Triccardi. Devils not out of trouble yet. Half forward, out of side for the Bloods. It'll be McIntyre and Hovey. Tap one by Hovey. They've got an outnumber here, the Devils. Hurried kick by Crawford. Cut off there by Manito. Back inside 50. Danger, danger. Gathered here by the Bloods. The pressure was good there from Fawcett to square away a stoppage and deny Geordie Kite at exit. And there'll be a ball up 40 metres out from the Bloods' goal.
I like it to escape with the drop mark there, uncontested from Borg, who had the best position to get it. Lahure doing a bit of ruck work if you don't mind, wins it down. Clearing kick will come from Bewley. Big fly over top by Wright, crashes the pack, but waiting down was Phillips. Handball over top, finds a teammate there, Manito, and his right foot kick down the line's a beauty. Gets the handball received back from Hickey and sends it inside 50 for Melton. Ferrugia, the back got the fly, couldn't take the mark. Ball hits the turf. Darley get the numbers around the front of the contest to hold things up inside the defensive 50.
Exciting attempt at the grab there for Ferrugia. There'll be a ball up in Melton's attack. So it'll be Carter and Brett outsized. Did well, though, nonetheless. Hand pass shoved out there by Crawford. Brodie Ward got it to Bewley. Kick across the body. Bounced just inside the boundary line, over the line for a throw-in on half forward, out of side.
A good territory game for the Devils, and gets it out of the defensive 50 for the moment as the pitch just could only have been centimetres in from the line. As we're about 60 from goal now, McIntyre and Hovey in the ruck, respectively continue their battle. Hovey takes front position, wins it down. Baker wrapped up by a couple, and another ball up the result.
Yeah, he's been in the wars, Baker, this afternoon. He's hasn't quite been able to get off the leash, but he's had a bit of it. Speak of the Devil, speak of the Baker. Hurried kick out of the congestion, though. Went towards outer centre wing for the Devils. Loose ball opportunity. Gathered by Bewley. Loped away with that cruising speed. Squared it in the direction of Myers, and it knocked away from him. Free kick. Myers will take the free for a hold on Heaney. And he'll go back and have a shot here from near 50 metres out from goal.
Yeah, it was just the right arm of Heaney just wrapping around Myers. That's one of those triggers the umpires look for, don't they, Toddy? And, you know, it was obviously your left-hander. Is Heaney trying to open that up and to try to pull back Myers? He is infringed and shot on goal coming up.
So Billy Myers, the Devils' leading goal scorer this year, will run around onto the right boot. Kick won't get the distance. Right in front, he's got a couple of beat, got his hands on it. Numbers prevail through Mawson. Quick hands, got it to Erickson, needed to be quick, and pinged. Good forward pressure there from the Devils, and Andy Asapati will go back and have a shot on goal here. 45-degree angle.
Yeah, you don't have that much time in finals footy, do you, Lockie Erickson? Broke the tackle nicely the first one, but just wasn't quick enough to distribute it off. And great tackle, run-down tackle, inside 450 by Andy Azzopardi, who loves a goal, doesn't he, Toddy? 8 for the season thus far. For all the number 8, starts his approach from about 20 metres out, slight angle to work with, comes in with the right foot kick and steers it near side for a minor score.
Yeah, right and always right. Darley's first blemish of the afternoon. They trail by 18 points, 10 minutes into this second term. Melton with the only goal of the quarter. After they led by 13 at quarter time, they now lead by 18. And it'll be Riley Walker to assume the kick-in duties for the Bloods. No doubt he'll try to play on here and use the speed. No. So he goes short and wide to Minito, arguably the leading possession winner on the ground to date. Penetrating kick to near outer side centre wing. Ward the fly, couldn't hang on to it. Brody did the sharking. Speaking of Brody Ward, he was tackled, taken to the ground. And there'll be a ball up, attacking side of centre wing, outer side of the ground for the Devils.
So Johnson now having a spell in the ruck will go against McIntyre. Size with McIntyre. Johnson with the reach, though. Got it down. Denham the target. Kite up to the contest to lock things up. And the umpire will say, give it to me as they throw it in the air. As Darley got an extra into the contest. Melton man-on-man behind the footy now. As they lope back into the fence. As the ball ricochets out of play in neutral territory. Centre wing, virtually off some of our broadcast position. There will be the ball as we'll get a throw in.
Yeah, big cheerio to Heath Wheel and Matthew Grigg and Sam Grigg tuning in on the big screen in Seattle, Washington, tuning into the Devils and the Bloods clash. Tap one by McIntyre. Baker with momentum, shinned it forward about 10 metres towards Joel Cabin. The gather was terrific. Gardner kept it in. Baker kept running, did well. Set the ball forward. Ground level ball. Chance for Matricardi. Fired it out towards Bewley. He couldn't gather. Shovel it out to Spiteri. Can he gather? Oh, he's in trouble now. And he'll be pinged. Holding the ball, right call from the umpire, just bit off more than he could chew there. Spiteri and Phillips will take the resultant free kick.
Yeah, he searched for eye contact in the initially, and the umpire wiser to it, and Phillips with the tackle as Watkins in defence. His kick smothered as Gardner comes across and sees how to play. He was involved in the build-up nicely there for Darley. A little clever flick on to keep the ball moving, and then a nice smother. So a couple of good moments in the last minute from Mitch Gardner, who's got a bright, bright future here in the black and white.
Good to see some team encouragement, acknowledging Gardner for that smother. Has kept the ball essentially within 50 metres of the Darley goal. So McIntyre, good use to the body, won the tap, shoveled it out, meant for Hickey. Nearly in the back of McIntyre, but, he's been pinged for holding the ball. So for bringing the ball back in, so it'll be Johnson from outside 50. Waste no time, squarey kick in the Tanner direction. Nearly got a bit of it. Ground level ball gathered there by Adam Azzopardi. Kick across the body. Good defensive spoil, albeit from a forward in Brady Wright to see it over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Ball the right end for the Devils to go to work. Trail by 18 points in this one. 5-1-31. Melton lead the Devils 2-1-13 midway through the second term. Ball will be in about 20 metres from goal with Myers doing the ruck work against McIntyre. Ball in. McIntyre takes it out of the air. Denham stole it, snapped, and missed it.
Yeah, great craft around the feet of the ruckman there from Denham. Excellent bit of roving. This the finish. Just a little unlucky, overcooked it. As the Bloods bring the ball back into play, they look to get the overlap through Watkins, who gave it back to Riley Walker, who went to outer centre wing. Strong overhead. Terrific mark taken there by Lahoure. Awkward kick, turnover. It'll be the Devils' undoing today as Hickey goes lateral to Sullivan and the Bloods are away.
Got long to the outside. Sliding was Carter to take the mark, but he couldn't hang on. And now the opportunity on the turnover. Cadman takes one bounce. goes for a run and thumps it inside forward 50 for Darley. Rights at the back, trying to get to the front. Handball offers in the English direction. He missed him. And now they'll come away with Melton with numbers. Hickey towards Scoble. Got a touch of the fumbles. The handball was Paul. Hickey tries to make amends. He goes laterally towards the half back and a nice pass. We'll find the chest of Mawson, who can use Menito as the overlap, who loves to go for a run and dash. Chips it over the top as they break away from the contest. Borg looks left, gives the handball off, and Melton go inside 50 through Carter. It's a wobbly ball in the kite direction. Ward back in defence there with Baker. Off to Denham. He goes over the top. Was looking for the run to initially. Darley looks to go back towards centre back instead. As a party's kick inboard, asks a bit of Matt Riccardi. Coming through was Gardner, was strong in the hips. Hand pass off in the English direction, was with a poor bounce. McIntyre getting in there to interrupt things for Melton, and a ball up in neutral territory will be the result.
Yeah, Gardner did everything well bar the handball execution. And it was found a bit wanting last week, the Devils by hand, albeit the tricky conditions. And there's a blood rule, and it looks like the big fella McIntyre will come off, well, for albeit a forced break, a well-deserved one nonetheless then.
Yeah, he's been terrific again, the big fella from Melton. Just rucks all day, competes hard, and been looking to take it out of the air at all times this afternoon, try to use that size advantage that he has against Hovey.
So Menito coming off for a well-deserved rest. He's essentially brought his own footy across half-back in the opening quarter and a half.
It's almost worth some worrying some attention these days, Adrian. He just gets so much of the footy and so good by foot. He just doesn't miss the target as he comes off the half-back line and really sets up the attack from defence.
Well, with him having a spell, the Devils will look to impact. Ryan Carter off for a break, so too Jack Walker at the restart. Tap one by Ferrugia. Corralling there was Baker. Ground ball, stoppage squared away, and there'll be a ball up.
Also, an extra midfielder at times for Ferrugia when he goes into the ruck. Just, if he doesn't get the hit out, he's just able to rush forward and apply a tackle like he did there, Toddy.
At the restart, tap one by Johnson, shark by Ferrugia, right on cue, kick across the body, shallow entry inside 50. Duncan Cabin with that awkward kicking style, got plenty of it, territory, we'll call it that. Coming off half back, half forward there was Matt Riccardi, met the ball solidly. Well, the player solidly in the end because he overran the ball, opened the door for Riley Walker, ball goes into attack. The Devils are under the pump, pressure from Geordie Kite was clean and effective, and he'll square away a stoppage. About 40 metres out from the Melton goal.
How about the bouncing ball in centre wing, Toddy? He bounced left, the bounce right, a clean bowled them all. And the only man standing tall was Riley Walker, who come through and thumped it inside forward 50 for Melton, where they have it now in a ruck contest. Kite doing some ruck work, doesn't get the hit out, but it was impressive to see. Handball off there by Borg, off to Hickey's, had the ball on a string, goes towards the full forward position. Back with courage was Cadman, he didn't take the mark. Geordie Kite coming through, was collected high, and free kick shot on goal coming up from Melton, directly in front, 25 metres out from goal.
Yeah, you'll just think this game will come down to some key moments and to free kicks for any side at either end, really, especially with ones on goal. They're going to be so important given goals at a premium today. The Bloods lead by 17 points with a shot to come from Geordie Kite.
And when you look at, it was only moments ago that as a party had a shot on goal from close territory, steered to the right. If Kite, in the same vein, wins a free kick and now follows in the same suit with a behind. You nearly mark him down for his second, how good his season has been with 37 majors thus far. Has steered that one to left in the finals pressure of this game.
So the margin extends, albeit by the minor score, 18-point lead to Melton. It'll be the trusty boot of Matthew Brett that will bring the ball back into play. Don't forget, tomorrow, the all-important first semi-final do-or-die clash up in Ballarat. It's East Point and Ballarat. You're giving the Swans an outside chance of upsetting East Point, who have just lost the 3 games for the year and the last 2 in a row.
Well, you're right, Toddy. I'll give them every chance because they did it a fortnight ago over East Point. So why would not Ballarat not believe they're any chance of continuing on this fairy tale run in Chris Maple's final season as senior coach for former coach Ash Baker returns at the helm for season 2025, 2025 and 2026.
Well, given the 7-1 final term that got Ballarat up by 2 points in the end, East Point won't feel safe at any stage with whatever lead they earn tomorrow.
Yeah, well, they were horrible in their own admission for 3 quarters, and it was only Tristan Maple's 43 possessions that kept them in the contest, and then the final term it all clicked, and they pretty much stole victory from the clutch of the feet.
So it'll be Matthew Brett to bring the ball back into play after an intermission of sorts and a new footy. So he plays on and comes broadcast side, tumbling kick in the Lahure direction. Perugia read it best. Took an overhead mark and will send the Bloods back into attack.
So Melton set up attack through Perugia. Right foot kick will go long to the right forward pocket. Big fly in front by Darley. Ward at the crumbs. Big tackle coming through there from Melton and from Walker to lock things up in the left forward pocket. About 20 metres out from goal as we've almost played time on in this second term here live at Darley Park.
So the Bloods deep into attack. Dangerous. Hickey running across the face. Pressure was good there from Brodie Ward. Got knocked off the footy. And was good umpiring there. That forward craft there from Walker. His momentum took him to the ground. The umpire didn't take the bait. He said, I'll throw it up. Tap one by Carter. It missed Suter. Clearing soccer ball out of defence there for the Devils was gathered cleanly by Spiteri. Pressure good from Perugia. Turnover opportunity. Ericsson's kick was smothered. And it ricocheted over the line for a boundary throw-in. About 45 metres around from the Melton goal.
Melton being able to hold it up for a couple of stoppages inside forward 50. As we're into red time of the second term here live at Darley Park. Boundary umpire gets us back underway. Carter takes front position. Ball goes over the back. Having to sit and wait there was Baker. Got off with the hand pass. Kick was smothered by Walker. Darley desperate through Gardner with the hand pass. Hacked off the deck there by Baker, who's infringed. Over the shoulder again. Free kick, shot and goal coming up. This time Lockie Ericsson directly in front. Shoot right on about 45, maybe 50 metres out.
So Ericsson, arguably the smallest man on the ground, has been the recipient of more over-the-shoulder free kicks this final series than any other player, I'm guessing. It's not for the first time today, but Baker every bit high on that contest. And a chance for Ericsson, who did kick an excellent goal last week in their win over East Point. His kick's on its way. He's got plenty of it. He won't quite get the journey. Players fly. Myers couldn't take the mark. Grand ball opportunity. Gathered by Bewley through traffic. Hand pass went in the Myers direction. He gathered, but was carried over the line for a boundary throw-in. And there'll be a reset inside Melton's forward 50. So the Bloods have just got the only goal of the term. They've kicked 1-1 to the Devils' 2 behinds.
Let's see Darley try to find a way to get Billy Myers a bit more into the contest. Maybe a little spell behind the footy just to get him up and about as they approach half-time. Had a very quiet start to this one here. So back underway. Carter wins down. Ward gathers, immediately tackled by Davis. As another stoppage inside forward 50 will be the result for Melton to continue their press in this contest. Neither ruckman touch it. Hand pass by Bewley off to Denham. Clearing kick might come back with interest. Sullivan best position can complete the mark for Perugia. Able to knock it to his own advantage. Looked left and found Sullivan, who will thump it inside forward 50 with a left foot kick to a dangerous area. Suter weighted down. So did Borg. And the right foot snaps on goal and across the body for a minor score.
Well, the game needed a boost and it needed a goal. And the Devils breathe again. They trail by 19 points as the Bloods continue to press with time spent in their front half, especially in the last 7 or 8 minutes of this second term. Baker coming off a little sore. In fact, he missed a bit of footy with that niggling knee. So we'll keep an eye on that as Bewley brings the ball back into play to a 2-on-1. Myers couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Ground level ball. Shark there by Hanley. He kept his feet. It was too hot for Mawson. Walker shoveled it out to Mawson. They got it back to Walker. Quick hands towards Davis, who just sent the ball forward, hopeful rather than anything else. Duncan Cadman, Lee Spiteri could have been pushed. Umpire said no, there'll be a ball up 40 metres out from the Melton goal.
They've just hemmed them in the last 5 minutes or so, Toddy. He's just been all in Melton's forward 50. Carter looked to go towards Davis, who was on the fly. The tap just had a little bit of lingering hang time on it, which meant Davis couldn't break away to his natural left side to have another flying shot on goal. So brought the ground, the tackle, 30 metres out. We'll go again. Carter again with the height advantage, wins the knockdown. Ward tried to get free and could not wriggle his way through this time. And another stoppage inside 450, the result.
So a nervous wait for Baker. He looked lame, really, as he came from the field. Ball up. Tap one by Carter. swarm of players at ground level will result in another stoppage inside Melton's forward 50. So they've just had far greater fluency, Melton, with ball in hand this afternoon. That's been the difference between the two.
Again, Carter with the knockdown. Getting in the way was Bewley, who just holds things up. And that's the fourth repeat stoppage in about a minute or so, about 25 metres out, as Melton continue to edge their way closer and closer to goal. Umpire gives it a little bit of time to reset and goes once again that ruck duel, which is again decisively won down by Carter. Couple of Darley players spoil each other. Suda tried to bust his way through. His kick was smothered. Tackling done by Bewley once again. And a stoppage again in the deep full forward position for Melton as they continue to press and attack in the red time here in the second term.
Yeah, Bewley's been important. He's arguably the reason why they're as close as they are, the Devils. Loose ball opportunity. Shot on goal across the body from Davis. Missed all and sundry, really did it. And it's gone out of bounds on the full. And it'll be Gardner to bring the ball back into play. And for the Devils' sake, he needs to hit a target.
Long right foot kick from Gardner goes down the line. Big fly from the side from Heaney. Couldn't take the mark, and Myers is forced to tackle and infringes over the shoulder. Free kick going the way of Melton, who have kept in their front half for the last 5 to maybe almost 10 minutes. Faruja with it. Just the attacking side of centre wing can load up once again for the Bloods. Look to concede territory initially. Decides to go inside 50 with the right foot kick. Position A is Bewley, who just wanted the footy more. Not paid the mark, so has to go quickly by hand to the outer side. Over the top, Crawford hits the line and in the end gets it out of bounds for the Devils.
Half forward, outer side for the Bloods. They lead by 19 points. Low scoring affair here, deep in time on. It's been highly physical. Lots of tackling from both sides. It's been impressive, but with ball in hand, Melton have been the better. Now Bewley, who's really kept the Devils in it in this second term, will take the resultant free kick. So with ball in hand, the Devils have been essentially territory gain rather than linking up in a chain, and that kick goes to half forward. Faruja, turnover opportunity. Right foot kick towards half forward for the Bloods. Now, the Devils have got an outnumber. They take advantage of that through Lahure. And he'll waste no time to go to Bewley. How about that for a kick to the Joel Cadman direction? He's been good. Needs to be quick here. Misha Ward made the head pass look better than what it was and sent it in the Riley Machikati direction. Couldn't, it was Hovey, in fact. Gathered the big man, kick smothered off the hands of Heaney and over the line for a boundary throwing.
It's been massive this term, hasn't the captain, Brett Bewley? That kick to Cadman's advantage really opened up the fat side of the ground for the Devils to attack. Hovey resting forward, just couldn't cling on. But a stoppage now inside 50 for a long time. First time in a long time, for Darley is with the ball in. Hovey will have the height advantage. Went with a big thump and missed it. Fell on his lap. Back to Johnston. Left foot kick across the body towards a dangerous spot. Gardner got to the front. Couldn't impact the contest on this occasion. Clearing kick from Jack Walker will get out D50 for the moment. Might come back with interest. Crawford from a standing start. Wobbly pass. Materi took the mark. Right on the paint. Distance will be on his limit from here, Toddy, as he'll probably look to go towards that top of the square direction, in the direction of Myers, and he couldn't get there. Mark taken once again by those interceptors, this time Harrison Hamley in the hole.
Yeah, they do it so well, the Bloods. And he goes short and wide to Riley Walker. We'll take some more seconds off the clock. They'd be more than content with a 19-point lead heading into the main break as Heaney goes further into the defensive pocket and finds Menito, who's been good today. Goes short. The kick's okay. Finds Lachlan Watkins, who just tips it over the top. Mark to Hickey. So just like Chinese checkers, pawns on a chessboard. Take your pick. Just one step at a time. And they've found their way to the defensive 50. So it'll be Hickey with a high up and under kick to outer centre wing. Myers had front spotted it, knocked away from him. Another chance for an overlap chain of events here for the Bloods. Borg ran away from Duncan Cadman, took a bounce, could take another, just chipped it over the top towards Walker, and he's taken the mark.
How well was that played by Kyle Ball? Because he had nothing to aim at inside forward 50, and he waited and he waited and he waited and just hung the kick inside 50 so Jack Walker could slide in and take the mark. Well played, Kyle Ball.
Yeah, beautifully weighted kick because Bewley was coming and was able to hit the chest of Walker before Bewley could impact the contest. And the Devils captain, he's doing it all in the back half in the last 15 minutes of this term. But a deserved shot on goal for all Melton's impetus and time spent in their front half. Shot on goal for Jack Walker. The co-captain sends the kick on its way. There's validation for a weight of possession and fluency, really. They've been the better side, and that's equated to the margin that we're going to have at the halftime break as we approach the 30-minute mark. Melton extend to a 25-point lead here, 6-3-39, Darley 2-2-14.
Luth Baker rechecked back into the game. Looks like that left knee has been re-strapped, Toddy. He's going to test it out in the final moments here to see where he's at. Doesn't look he's 100% self, so we'll continue to watch that. But a real tester here, the final, what you nearly expect to be the final centre clearance opportunity of the opening half.
Deep in time on. Just a couple of goals kicked to the Bloods in this term. Swing and a miss there in the air from Myers. Baker, quick hands, got it to Bewley. That was holding the ball. We get pinged by the umpire. Good tackle there from Lachlan Walker. And chance to send the Bloods forward. He's quite happy to play a bit of keepings off here at the moment. And he goes short and the kick's fine. And he found Sullivan. He'll continue. Well, he'll go down the corridor with a high up and under kick in the direction of Carter. Couldn't impact the contest. Fawcett's bailed up there by Geordie Kite and squares away a stoppage. Again, inside Melton's forward 50, 45 metres away from their goal.
The spike kicking to the left of the screen. They've owned territory in this term, have Melton, and Carter wins it down. Clearance will come the way of Darley. They look to access the fat side through Gardner and a couple of bounces. Draw the man over the top, which allows Cadman access with the hand pass. He takes a bounce. Had Johnson short, wanted to go longer towards the contest. Handley at the front didn't take the mark. Walk away in the back will mop things up as Melton, with plenty of numbers, will spread the field again. And they hit across the ground to find Hickey. Now, do they have time for one more? He takes the mark at 31 and a half minutes gone in the second term, although that ball inboard's dangerous. Sullivan good enough to get it off to Mahino, who's almost run down from behind, but a cool, calm and collected finds the chest of Carter on the outer side.
Ryan Carter will go short. Endeavour to play the keepers off game. Found brother Liam. He'll just go backwards to Lachlan Phillips on half back. He can go back again with a 45 if he likes to Phillips, but he goes forward and finds Minito. So a bit of speed taken out of the game as the siren sounds for a half-time here at Darley Park. And the Bloods well on top. They booted the only 2 goals of that term. They kicked 2 goals, 2 to Darley's 2 points. And they have the deserved lead of 25 points. They're 6-3-39, Darley 2-2-14. Sammy, you got the goal scorers.
Yeah, a couple of the Braden Kite kick things off for Melton this afternoon. Brother Geordie joined in the fun with 1. Davis, Jack Walker and Ryan Carter on the score sheet. Whilst for Darley, it still remains Brady Wright, the only goal kicker, with 2.
Yeah, fluency's the key word for me. Melton had plenty of that when they've been able to get the ball on their own terms, because there's been a lot of defence, a lot of tackling, a lot of pressure from both sides. But once Melton have had the ball on their terms, they've been far more effective than the Devils have when they've had the footy. Yeah,
and it feels like a real Melton style game where they're able to just hem the footy in their half, get players behind the footy, the likes of Heaney, Phillips and Hanley as intercept players, and then just make the ground here at Darley Park, which isn't the widest ground. I mean, it is quite wide compared to some grounds, very short down the middle, but they just make this ground look so big, find little pockets of space, and then their half-backs just link up and continue to chain the ball through to the forward line.
And they make it look a lot easier with their efficiency by foot when they stretch the Devils, and with that link up and that ball movement at speed, they're able to generate an overlap, and they're pretty hard to stop when they're up and about. Well, they're certainly up and about at half-time here in the second semi-final here at Darley Park. It's the Bloods 6-3-39 who lead Darley 2-2-14. A break, time to refill the beverages, grab a quick snack, and we'll see you back here in 15 minutes' time for the second half of the second semi-final.
Love is all
Your
that
favourite McDonald's collectibles from the past are now available on collectible glasses. Get yours free with any large quarter-pounder range meal. Unleash your inner kid and collect all 6 glasses today at Macca's.
Well, the finals are upon us. Let's have a look at the top 5 from the first round of the finals. Starting us off at number 1, it's Benjamin Cameron from Sunbury. Just a really sharp effort, sprinting away from the back, had to kick it a fair distance, and that he did indeed. Number 2, this is just sharp, runs onto it on 50, running away from the goal as well, just sails it home. Number 3, it's Bryson McDougall here from East Point. He was slung in about 4 or 5 directions, never gave up, got it on the boot, put it through. Number 4, Luther Baker here from Darley. This is amazing effort in the pack. Got it with one hand, it's spinning, finishing. Ho-ho! Number 5, an unbelievable goal there. Zach Rinaldi from Ballarat. He had 4 this afternoon. Obviously, this was the one to seal the deal. They were 36 points down at three-quarter time. They come back and win. A great goal.
Welcome back to Darley Park ahead of the second half action here. A berth in the McDonald's 2024 BFNL Grand Final up for grabs. And it's Melton who hold the Aces at the halfway mark. They lead the Devils by 25 points. And something's got to change for the Devils to get a sniff here, you'd think, Sammy.
Yeah, whether it's a structural change with like a Myers, behind the footy or in the ruck or something on that vein, something does need to change drastically, I feel, for Darley to be a chance for this second half.
So it'll be Hovey and McIntyre enjoyed a combative opening half. Tap one by Hovey. Baker with the first clearance. Good start from the Devils on his non-preferred. Set it up for Spiteri, who took an uncontested mark. Let's test him. His limit's probably 40 with no breeze. Of course, he'll kick into the breeze with this kick. So he was fairly solid in that opening half, given his role in the team. An important start here with a shot on goal. And the kick from 45. He gets plenty on the kick. Can he get the distance? Well, he can't. McIntyre had his kick smothered there by Inglis. Favoured Hickey. Rewarded the work for pushing back, and he got plenty on the kick towards Liam Carter. He had it knocked away from him. Myers gathered, tackled, taken to the ground. And there'll be a ball up.
Well, that's the second time Lee Spiteri in this game's had a shot right on his limit, and not a single big gun from the Devils has ran past looking for the handball received to maybe have a flying shot on goal, because you got to take your most of these opportunities in these sort of games, and they haven't been able to do so. It's back with the action. Clearance to go the way of Darley and Hovey towards half forward. Walker floats across the side and takes the mark at the half-back line. And Melton can set up attack once again from defence, which has been their way in season 2024. So Walker with it. Now called to go as he thumps a long one down the line. Looked for contact as he kicked. Carter, the target, was able to wait down for the crumbs in the end as Melton go towards half forward with the kick. Darley with the numbers in defence, but they look to the left, they look right, and now they're gone. Holding the ball, tackle, free kick will go the way of Davis, who only had once to go immediately as he plays on the 50. Left foot kick to the lead of Kite. Full stretch, didn't take the mark. Waiting down, Carter, snap on goal, and it's through! From a tightish angle, if you don't mind. The perfect start for Melton in the second half. One entry, one goal. Liam Carter puts it through.
Yeah, Crummer's goal from a tall man. Excellent finish. Taking advantage of that opportunity that presented. Mitch Ward did well to impact aerially on the Kite mark attempt. But waiting down, disciplined as ever. Liam Carter.
That's why I love the Carter boys, because they're so mobile and get high up the ground and help at the defence, and even doing the small things at ground level there. Liam Carter with a goal of the day contender, if you don't mind, in the left forward pocket to start this second half.
He becomes the Blood's sixth goal kicker of the afternoon. Brady Wright has the Devils 2 goals. Hovey with the pressure, and he'll square away a stoppage. So he tried hard, the big man, in the opening half. So at the restart, he and McIntyre go at it. Well, we'll call that even. Who's at ground level? Denham is. So to Walker applying the pressure, and we'll square away another stoppage. 3 minutes gone, third term. Melton lead by 31 points.
So Hovey and McIntyre with, again, mutually one down. Hovey probably with the points with the tap coming through. There's Myers wrapped up in the tackle for Darley. Spare behind the footy, as he was last week and has been for the majority of the day, is Joel Cadman trying to drop back for Melton. Well, they're happy to generate any spare really across their half-back line. The likes of Heaney and Hanley have done it all afternoon. Hovey with the hand pass. Was only as far as Hickey, though. Sidesteps Suburban. Delightful to bat to his right side. Finds the target there in Davis. He'll chip it over the top. Carter was loose. Just missed him. And in the way, as a party, gave it off to Inglis. Bewley draws the man. Hand pass in the direction there of a teammate, Cadman. Right foot kicks a wobbly one towards centre wing. The leading target there was Johnson, who's got a fair hobble up with some strapping on that left quad. And out of bounds it goes.
P2 looks a little lame. Sammy, he drags that left leg back towards the Devils' 50-metre line. So true centre wing broadcast side here, Hovey and McIntyre. McIntyre works his way to the front. Tap found Walker. They've got numbers defensive side of stoppage again. So Lachlan Walker's kick. Well, Jack Walker responded. He was up to the task, told to play on by the umpire. He went wide in the Ryan Carter direction. Duncan Cadman did well. He's had a fair game, Duncan. Quick hand pass towards Bewley, who shimmied around Geordie Kite and went by hand toward Duncan Cadman. Sent it to centre wing. Right had a bit of it, had it knocked away from him. Walker lowered the eyes, meant for Hickey. Cut off there by Walker. Got it over to Riley Walker, who found Jack Walker, sent the ball into attack. Juggling attempt at the mark, and Braden Kite's got it. He doesn't need many opportunities inside 50, this man. The BFNL's leading goal kicker this year was shot on goal here from about 35, bread and butter for Kite.
Certainly, and the build-up again by the Walker boys with that connection, that brotherhood that Melton have, and just able to find Kite, who's been well held by Ward since the opening couple of moments, it has to be said, and gets a rare sniff and rare opportunity and can make it a game-high 3 goals. He's the only mobile goal kicker for the afternoon for Melton. Has 2 majors and still has 2 majors as he's absolutely walloped that footy away to the right for a minor score. Nearly missed a lot.
Snuck it in for a behind, Sammy.
Yeah, you only just snuck it in for a minor score. But you just feel like there's a few wounded soldiers for Darley now. Johnson lame. Myers looked lamed all afternoon. Baker with that knee. There's a few question marks around a few of their big guns this afternoon. It's a question tied of with this margin gets to where does Dan Jordan go, all right, I've had enough of this, and maybe a few of those big boys takes a rest and they start to look ahead towards the preliminary final instead of a grand final berth from this one.
Yeah, well, certainly not yet, given it's just near 6 minutes into the third term. It'll be Brett Bewley. The stakes are too high. They'll continue to roll the dice as Bewley comes broadcast side with a penetrating kick. Joel Cabin in front. Terrific mark. A couple of the big boys coming 2 and 3 deep, but were unable to deny Cadman. He and Brett Bewley, arguably Darley's best players in that opening half. So he'll look to play on, around onto the right boot, and he'll go to centre wing. So Wright presents at the back, got a hand on the ball. Bewley went to the voice of Mitch Ward, found him in the end. Now this kick needs to be good. And it was. It found Hovey, who got an overhead mark played on unnecessarily because he was just going to go to space. And the Bloods will lock it away for a stoppage on near half forward broadcast side for the Devils.
Yeah, great call, Toddy. It was a real rush of blood there from Hovey. He took a nice contested mark, but then just blazed away to nothing and in the end was smothered as created the stoppage. Bewley at ground level trying to fight for the footy. And in the end, the umpire will say, give it to me and throw it in the air. Just the attacking side centre wing, in between half forward centre wing on the broadcast side for Darley, who desperately need the next one. It's not understatement of the season. As we'll go again, McIntyre fans to it first. Davis been important this turn. That handball was superb to find Walker. Off to the run and dash of Hickey, who goes inside 50 with the outside foot of the kick. Bouncing ball was unkind for Cadman.
Oh, he's paid it.
And a free kick for a hold will go the way of Carter directly in front with the sharpshooter to line up and make it Melton's 8th of the afternoon.
Yeah, it wasn't a great deal in that. And Carter will have a shot here directly in front. Here's the 1 goal to date. One of 6 Bloods to hit the goal front for Melton this afternoon. And you'd back him in from here. You'd back him in from anywhere. He's an excellent shot on goal, is Ryan Carter. Kicks on its way. Goal umpire does not move. Melton get their second of the third term, and they extend to a 38-point lead here at Darley Park. 8-4-52. They lead the Devils 2-2-14.
Yeah, it's all Melton's today, Toddy. They've been super and start the second half, how they started the first with the first couple of goals. And just, it was a soft free kick, but there, just a bit of panic in that defence from the Cadman boys. They had the outnumber, but I guess it's the presence of the dominance that Melton have inside forward 50 with Ryan Carter. He's, of course, got a couple of lockets to himself, but gets goal number 43 of the season in season 2024.
And Jacob Hickey's been super. Between the arcs and in the back half for Melton. Big thump there by Hovey. Nearly as good as a kick. Got it to half forward. Soon had it knocked away from him. Bewley and Spiteri collided. Bit of a story of the afternoon for the Devils to date. There'll be a ball up on half forward out of side for Darley.
So game on the line here for Darley. You feel in this term. Have to get a couple against the trend to the left of screen. Hovey, take it over the ruck, and his kick was smothered once again. McIntyre getting in the way. Baker manufactured one out wide towards the boundary line. Myers trying to keep it in, pushed off it, got it Back to a teammate in Crawford. Hot footy B1. Turnover incoming. Davis had a ball on string this term. Left foot kick towards centre forward. Cutter from the backs. Forced to spoil on this occasion. Waiting at ground level was Ericsson. He couldn't gather. Cameron did well coming through the contest. Took the tackle nicely. And we'll get a stoppage in neutral territory in the middle of Darley Park.
Yeah, Duncan Cameron did well in that aerial contest to knock it in front of him to the advantage of Ward, but he couldn't gather. It's resulted in a stoppage here. So McIntyre won the tap. Bewley over the ball, tries to shovel it out. So just having a look on half-back, because Hickey looking a little bit inconvenienced with a foot. So the restart, it'll be Hovey who won that tap. Umpire's picked out a free. It'll go against Baker. And it'll go to Handley, who fell over as he kicked. Shallow entry inside 50. Clean bowled Ryan Carter. He's forced to apply the tackle on Duncan Cadman. And there'll be another ball up, 45 metres out from the Melton goal.
One to explain for the viewers at home, the umpire saying both men holding. We're seeing that the Carter jumper was very well held, but he also had a fair piece of Duncan Cadman. So good pick up by the umpire as Carter wins the hit out. Well, Gardner spun through one tackle and then got himself into trouble and trying to do the right thing, trying to avoid contact. It got him into trouble. Free kick coming up and shot on goal once again from Melton, the result. Stiff, but I guess when that was counted enough as prior opportunity, Toddy, didn't it?
Handley plays on, wasted no time, gave it over towards Lockie Watkins, not a renowned goal kicker. This one off to the right through for a minor score. The intent was good. The finish just let them down, but they've got the breathing space, albeit 39 points off, Sammy.
You're right, as Watkins missed, the only 9-1-point player out there for Melton this afternoon. Cadman, his kick smothered by Ericsson. Now might have a problem as they come all from the side, and a tackle there by Farouja will lock things up. They were just hunting with that wolf-like mentality, that one, Melton. Once they create the turnover, they all come in and swarm, and Cadman was brought to the turf with the ball up now, 35 out directly in front of goal.
Yeah, they had the outnumber there too. Melton with that spilled ball. Ryan Carter won the tap outside of the right boot there from Crawford. It's just been marked there by Borg, 50 metres out from goal. He's just given the intent to the umpire that he's going to go back and have a shot here.
He's a good long strike of the footy too. Ball on the run, you'd back him in every day of the week. From a standing start, it might be a little bit different, but I'd expect him to get a lot of pace and into his run up here just to get that little bit of distance from shooting from just outside 50.
So since quarter time, Melton have kicked 4 goals to Darley's 2 behinds. It's been a dominant display from the minor premiers. So Borg with a high up and under kick. It'll get to the goal line. Players set themselves. Did anybody touch it? Well, the ball checked sideways and hit the post in the end, but the goal umpire gave every indication that it was touched prior to that. As Joel Cadman got a stinger on the foot, and he'll waltz away from the defensive 50 as Bewley brings the ball back into play. Penetrating kick goes in the right direction. He had a couple of beat at it, knocked away from him. Force it, touch of the fumbles, open the door for it might have been Phillips who's pushed right up. Chance here for Bewley who's bailed up. And there'll be a ball up 40 metres out from the Melton goal.
I feel like one more here, Toddy, and it's game over if Melton can convert. Inside forward 50, Farouja just took it out of the air, caught in the tackle, and gone, says the umpire. Well, I didn't think that was the current interpretation, but the umpire saw he must have taken on more than tackle than I thought, as Cadman's exit kick is awful. Sullivan picked the pocket of Ward, tried to spin back to his left side, and is gone. Yeah,
it was a great recovery there from Ward, who wasn't favoured by that swirling kick that opened the door for Sullivan. So he'll go backwards to Matthew Brett with a 45, sun in the eyes, but he's got some space to measure the grab and the kick to the outer side. Myers in the lead for the race to the ball, so too Fawcett. He gathered, he'll get onto his left boot, the youngster, and he'll send a high tumbling helicopter kick, poor kick, cut off again, and not the first turnover of the afternoon for the Devils.
Another horrible kick by Darley. Measure one by Melton, finds Walker. Phillips inside defensive 50, spreads Darley Park to the outside, should find Davis. Been so good this afternoon in the second half. Watkins with the overlap back to Walker, continuing to run on. His wobbly kick goes in the half-forward direction towards Carter. And that one was too wide and beats everyone as it goes out of play in between half forward, centre wing on the broadcast side here for Melton. 8 goals, 654. They lead the Devils stuck on 2-2-14.
Johnson in clear discomfort. The Bloods should be onto that and endeavour to expose that. But he'll contest this aerial boundary throw in Johnson. Perugia won the tap, went boundary side. Gathered by Denham. Quick hands to Baker on his preferred dump as he kicked. That'll be down the ground. And Baker needs to do the right thing and not let frustrations get in the way.
Well, it's not the first time those two have had a coming together in this game either, Toddy, so tempers continuing to flare.
So Baker needs to be careful. Gardner squaring kick, turnover. They're away again, the Bloods. They're queuing up here. Oh, rare, poor hand pass. But look, they've still got the numbers through. Ryan Carter, who's got time to just throw it onto the boot. Send the ball forward, but saving the day. And not for the first time this year. Matthew Brett, who'll go to Joel Cadman on outer side.
So Cadman, who's been arguably one of the Devils' best once again this afternoon, will take the mark. Has to wait for the cavalry to arrive down the line. Elects to go in the right direction. It's fisted away by the Melton defence, and the overlap's on again by hand. Watkins will go over the top and find the speedster and Borg. He takes the mark in between half forward and centre wing on the outer side. Kyle Borg with it. Goes wide and happy to share it there with Carter. This is the Liam variety who takes the mark. He'll chip it over the top and find Davis, who continues to find space all over Darley Park in this term, taking the mark in front of the electronic scoreboard, which reads favourably. The Bloods by 40 points in this one. Looking for the killer blow. Looks to draw the man on the mark. Runs back to his natural left side. Heads to the top of the square looking for Carter, and Johnson gets back and takes the mark, Toddy.
Yeah, terrific work off the ball by Duncan Cadman. Allowed Johnson to mark that virtually uncontested in the end despite the pressure rating. Now Gardner went by hand to Denham, hot, got it to Brody Ward. Quick hands, he's forced to concede. Back to Denham, it can go back to Ward if he likes, needs to be quick. Awkward kick, couldn't get through the traffic. Gathered by Lachlan Walker, kick to the goal square. Knocked through by Duncan Cadman and through for a minor score.
Yeah, last line of the fence again, Cadman's there.
The Devils just look to be labouring, Sammy. This game could just blow out if 41 points is not a blowout already.
Yeah, the signs are threatening that it could get extremely ugly from here unless the Devils can smarten up on their home turf. Brett, well, has Bewley loose. Takes the mark on halfback, just came off the interchange. Chips it over the top, was looking for the lead there. It's Spatira. He's battled hard as a small forward this afternoon on limited opportunity. Takes the mark at the halfback position though, a long way away from goal. Looks to centre wing, a nice measured pass. Two Darley players look at each other, and Gardner and Crawford in the end. Gardner went, Gardner dropped, ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, well, the kick went in between two Darley players. They nearly found a target between the arcs. It's been a rarity this afternoon as Duncan Cadman comes off for a well-earned rest. Boundary throw in. Hovey in front. Perugia at the back. Gathered by Bewley. He's under the pump. Somehow got boot to ball in a territory gain. First three players attacking the footy here are Melton players. The ball checks to the left and does the Devils a favour over the line for a throw-in on half-forward broadcast side for the black and white.
Warm afternoon here at Darley. And there's been high action on the field led by the Bloods here for the whole afternoon. Taken on the air there by the Devils and Hovey. Went to go inboard towards Inglis, who's been quiet. Turnover coming, Scoble, Davis knocked it on. Crawford tries to sock it to his own advantage, but Kite just wanted him more. Ball comes out in the hand pass to Azapar. Did well in the end, did Crawford. He looked to go towards Ward, has to take the tackle on and goes to the turf, and the umpire has given him the benefit of the doubt, despite the roars and appeals from the Melton faithful who look to book their place in another grand final in the Ballarat Football Netball League.
Yeah, he wasn't extended a lot of favours with that handball. Ward, ball up. Tap one by Perugia over the head of Baker. Sharked there by Andy Azapart. He's hurried kick towards half forward. It's been cut off by Watkins, who went right towards centre wing. Gathered there by Walker. Ran to centre wing. Kick went in the Kite direction. Knocked away from him by Ward, who did well. Not out of trouble yet. Borg swung the ball across the body. Joel Cadman under the pump from Carter. Quickly got ball to boot. Crawford took an uncontested mark just inside the Devils' defensive 50, and he'll get him out of trouble.
So Crawford Looks to just chip it over the top and miss the target. Turnover. Here come the Bloods again. Shake and bake there by Borg. Handball into the corridor. Missed its target. Inglis. At the feet there is intended target and Bewley, who goes for a run to his naturals left side and thumps it out towards the broadcast side. Beautiful kick finds Gardner. Wants to go quickly. High kick towards centre wing. Myers will mark. He'll want to go quickly. Umpire wave play on. Stops and props and sends it wide. There's Billy Myers towards the boundary line and out of bounds it goes. Matt Riccardi trying to get there, but in the end was ushered over the line by the always impressive Lockie Phillips.
So the switch of play from Bewley to Gardner and then to Myers, there was just nothing further up the ground for the Devils to push across and present.
They just need to shift the ball back into the corridor from there as well and keep that, shifting that Melton defence side to side. When you go down the line, it's 2 easy pickings.
I just couldn't hit the side of a barn this afternoon, the Devils. Throw in, tap one by Hovey, trying to find Bewley, caught one high. Umpire obviously didn't see it. Chance here for Hickey's been good around clearance. Hair pass, found Scoble, needs to be quick. Release the ball by hand. Blood's got numbers here. And they'll get an overlap to Lachlan Walker, who went with the right boot to a one-on-one. Matthew Brett, Ryan Carter. Carter just outpoints him on that occasion. Matty Brett lost sight of the ball and Carter sends the ball into attack towards Liam Carter. Going to ground there was Lahore. At the back, Geordie Kite. Touch of the fumbles. Shark there by Crawford. Just threw the ball onto the boot. Bouncing ball. Clean bowled Carter. Bewley and Brett lend the assistance. Bewley got the gather, but the Bloods have got the outnumber. Bewley's required to do it all on his own. It's 3-on-1. And the pressure from Brett was solid on Handley. And he's paid a dump tackle against Matthew Brett, albeit front on. There'll be a free kick to the Bloods, and it'll go to Handley.
Well, he definitely pole drove into the turf, Toddy, and the umpire saw it as a bit overzealous and a free kick the way of Handley as Melton continued the threat. One more for the killer blow, you feel. Hit it to the hot spot. Ball hits the turf. Kite couldn't mark. Suter comes through. Left foot kick will go towards the top of the square. And the ball's ushered over the line. Well, seen out of the play there by Cameron as Mawson was out with the outstretched arm trying to gather.
Some tired players out there. 20 minutes into this third term.
Well, unpredictably warm. At the start of spring conditions might be playing a bit of a factor here, Todd.
Yeah. Boundary throw-in. Bloods in attack here. Shallow throw-in. Matthew Brett knocked it to the advantage of Baker. His kick across the body. Tried to keep it in. He couldn't. And there'll be a resultant free kick taken by Geordie Kite up against the boundary line on the most acute of angles. But if there's any family that could thread one from here, from the nearest possible, it's one of the Kites. So it's up to Geordie to get it done. Let's see how he goes.
Standing start check side, if you don't mind. Oh, you're a star, Geordie Kite, as he splits the eye diddle and maybe lands the killer blow in time on in the third term here, Todd.
Well, I set the table and he's got it done. Geordie Kite, well done. 47-point margin now to the Bloods, and that might be enough to break the back of the Devils as Luther Baker and Matthew Brett clearly dejected, frustrated, just haven't been able to get the game on their terms. It's just 2 goals in the opening quarter to Brady Wright. Of course, they were held goalless in 3 quarters at their corresponding meeting here in round 7.
Big early foul by Hovey wins it down as he knocks it towards centre half forward. Spiteri with the right foot kick goes into a vacant right forward pocket. Bouncing ball will only favour Melton as Phillips just dumps it out of the fence, and in front the mark's taken by Borg. He'll chip it over the top, looking for Davis. He'll take the mark on true centre wing. The silky left footer will play on as he thumps it towards half forward, looking for Kite. Trapped it well on the half volley. Got boot to ball somehow. Numbers with the Devils and Cadman in defence. Swings it inboard towards Ward. Over top to Bewley. Goes further wide for the Devils, and now an opportunity for Duncan Cadman with the right foot kick, and he finds the chest of Gardner. So they've shifted the fence towards centre wing. Can they continue to move on? Baker was the option initially, but ignored and goes further down the field. Matt Riccardi with some separation will take the mark. Plays on immediately. Right foot kick inside 50 from Darley, and the mark is taken by Myers. That's better. That's the Darley blueprints.
50 metres.
They'll bring him to the goal line, and their third goal of the afternoon coming up Finally, Todd, here for the Darley Devils.
Well, it's been over an hour since their last goal, Sam. That's the reality.
As Myers pops it through, his first of the afternoon. And the Devils move to 3-2, 20 on the score sheet here. And finally we'll get their first score of the term, their first goal since the opening quarter.
Yeah, and it breaks a run of 6 consecutive goals to the Bloods that went basically from mid to late through that first quarter to the 24-minute mark of this third term. But somehow the Bloods 9-7-61 lead Darley 3-2-20. Whilst the Bloods haven't really got bang for buck on the scoreboard, they've managed to deny the Devils will keep them to 3 goals essentially.
As McIntyre won down the ruck, but it's going nowhere, so we'll get a second ball up to restart here. So we play 24 and a half minutes into the third term. McIntyre down to Hickey. Been so good in the clearances once again. It's taken to the turf by Inglis, who just picked his pocket and tried to come away from it. McIntyre did well, the big fella, not to get the little man high, and creates a third ball up to go from the restart.
Melton lead by 41 points, near 25 minutes gone third term. Tap one by Hovey, gathered by Denham. Hand pass intercepted there by Hickey. Denying a handball receive into the Devils' hands, and there'll be a ball up right in the middle of the ground. So 16 scoring shots to 5 represents a 41-point lead to the Devils. Inglis tackled, taken down by and pushed, said the umpire against Hanley. A little unlucky. Inglis had momentum forward, and the tackle was only going to go forward. So chance here for Denham. He got the handball received with a high up and under kick to a 2-on-1. Myers has the ball knocked away from him. Spilled ball opportunity. Set up nicely for Ericsson, who found Liam Carter. Good umpiring. Just asked Lahure to come back. Allowed the momentum for him to pull up momentarily as Liam Carter goes to half forward in the direction of Frugia. Taps it over the top cleverly. Got it to Mawson. Now that's the danger spot here. They go forward. Now Mitch Ward read it well off the boot. So since the 7-minute mark of the first term, he's been really good, Mitch Ward, in the Braden Kite battle as he finds Gardner safely. Went along the line towards Johnson. He has it knocked away from him by Phillips to the safety of the boundary line. As disciplined as ever. Boundary throw in half forward broadcast side for the Bloods.
Yeah, he's been super again, has Lockie Phillips. Been in the best for Troy Scobell 7 times in season 2024, and exactly the best fullback in the competition. You can see why just hardly ever loses a one-on-one contest. Hovey maybe had one over the shoulder, umpire wave play on. Hickey again off there towards Sullivan. Left foot kick will go towards the full forward position. Ferrugia from 3 deep. Couldn't complete the mark over the top. Crawford tries to come away from it. Cameron's wrapped up in the tackles. He's taken to the turf by Carter. Bob, the result.
Fair effort from 3 back there from Ferrugia, and he's paying for it. He's just taking a bit of time to get to his feet, and he hasn't been on his own, been in the wars today. Quite a number of players. Now, Crawford's attack on the footy was good. Somehow he got the hand pass to Gardner. Needed to be quicker than it was, and he got it to Brodie Ward on his preferred left. He put it out in front of Andy Azzopardi. Terrific kick. It was Adam Azzopardi, in fact, and go inboard to Inglis, and he's got it. 75 metres out from goal. He's got Myers and right forward. Just get the ball moving in that direction. Awkward looking kick. Bloods have got numbers, and they'll get the turnover, and away they go through Sullivan. Yep, like I said, they couldn't hit the side of a barn today, the Devils. Sullivan found Mawson, and he'll waste no time, and he'll square it up to Davis, who plays on from 50. Plenty on the kick. It's all about the accuracy, and a heartbreaker for the Devils, and a match winner for the Bloods.
Yeah, he's been super in this term, hasn't he, Ryan Davis? Gets his second goal of the afternoon, and again, he's just found all the space at Darley Park and has basically owned the half-forward flank region across the ground for the afternoon and gets on the end of another one. And that difference in play right there was Darley going through for Inglis, couldn't hit a target, 2 kicks, Melton, goal.
Yeah, it's been the big difference, and it was spoken about in the lead up to the game. The superior foot skills of Melton. And just their ability to get a kick away from stoppage, having the extra on the defensive side, that's had an impact as well. Tap one by Hobie to Denham. Quick hands made it difficult for Baker. Shrug the tackle. Quick hands got it to Denham. So the lefties combine. Another awkward-looking kick to half forward. Scoble got an important fist on the footy. Suter went to ground. Shoveled it out towards Lachlan Watkins. Spiteri applies the pressure and squares away a stoppage 49 metres away from the Darley goal.
The likes of Baker and Johnson laming out there, Toddy, I think you'd almost say here at three-quarter time that they could probably look to have a spell for the final term, as their attention might already, Dan Jordan's men, turn to next week, which will be a date in the preliminary final for Melton. Looks like a date in the grand final. Hickey's been awesome. Goes towards centre wing with a kick. Lahure over the top, couldn't complete the mark for the Devils. Hand pass off to Cadman. We'll look for the 1-2. Ward. Hand passes a hospital one at best. Duncan Cadman did well to compete. Hovey roved it. The big fella with the hand pass. Found Bewley. Got his hands free back towards Ward. He'll spread it wide towards Joel Cadman. Steps over to his right side. Right foot kick inside. 50 it goes. Big fly from Myers. Couldn't take the mark. Weighing down. Dribbling shot on goal is near side from As the Party and scrapes through for a blemish. 3-3-21. The Devils move to Melton's 10 goals. 7:67 here live in the second semi-final at Darley Park.
Yeah, a rare chain for the Devils. It looked awkward, but they got it forward and they got a score, albeit a minor. And the Bloods will just, at their own leisure, negotiate their way out of defence. Phillips with ball in hand. So he looked just to chip it over the top to an unmarked Scoble. So getting the directions from Dad over the boundary line. Nearly hearing from here. As Max Scoble goes along the line in the Mawson direction. Got a bit of it, the youngster just took his eye off it at the last second. Hickey's been terrific. Knocked it forward. Liam Carter gathered. Duncan Cadman cocked a high one. Ball goes towards the attacking 50. Matthew Brett and Ryan Carter, they've had a good duel. Look out, Braden Kite. Couldn't gather cleanly. Ward was behind him.
Again, that turning deck here at Darley Park causing havoc for a few and just didn't sit up for Braden Kite. You felt like you could see the wave of numbers on the vision coming through. The Melton were going to generate a shot on goal, but the bounce unfavourable for the co-captain of Melton, who had a couple of goals to start today, has been goalless since. Brett wins it down. Ericsson against the boundary line. Skinny with the kick, misses everything. Out in the full, was it? Or
yeah.
No, the umpire's going to give him a point.
Oh, my God.
Bit of Aussie Jones stuff back in the early 2000s there. That one was, I thought, always to the other side of the post, but a point has been registered for Melton.
Is it just the AFL, the Specsavers contract?
Well, I don't know, Toddy, you said it, not me.
So Brett Bewley to bring the ball back into attack. And he'll lope away and come broadcast side. Penetrating left foot, drop punt, got it to half back. Myers in front, went over his head. Grand ball opportunity for Gardner, couldn't gather cleanly. Myers' hand passed through traffic, was cut off there by Watkins. Mitch Ward gathered, taken to the ground. So I've nearly elevated Mitch Ward into Darley's best. They've probably had just the half a dozen today, while Melton, where do you start? They've had about 22.
You're right, Toddy, as knockdown there came from Walker to Scoble, who couldn't get it away before the siren sound here at Darley Park, with it reading very promising for Bloods fans watching the vision this afternoon. It's 10-8-68 Melton, leading the Devils 3-3-21.
Yeah, they kicked 4 goals in the opening term with the slight breeze, 2 goals against it, and matched their first term with another 4 goals in that third quarter, and they extended 4 goals, 5 to the Devils, 1-1 for the term. They've won all 3 quarters. They've looked every bit convincing, and they've got 1 foot in the grand final. Just time to play out here. Darley just managed the 3 goals. Sammy, you got the goal kickers.
Yeah, for the Bloods, you'll go with Geordie Kite and Braden Kite with a couple. Davis with 2, and so does Ryan Carter. Liam Carter has a single. Jack Walker, the other individual goal kicker for the afternoon for Melton, whilst for the Devils, 2 to Brady Wright in the first term, was supported with 1 goal in that term to Billy Myers, but 18 scoring shots to 6. Melton far more dominant from mine in this game, Toddy. Look like they've all but got their spot in the grand final sorted.
Yeah, the Devils have struggled to score against the Bloods in all of their 3 meets. Darley got all of their 5 goals in round 7 in 1 quarter, and they've managed just 3 to 3/4 time here. It's all the Bloods. They lead by 47 by the BFNL Match Centre. The vision brought to you by Red Onion. A break and back with the final quarter action in around 5 minutes' time. Welcome back to Darley Park ahead of the final quarter action here. Melton in the box seat for a spot in this year's BFNL McDonald's Grand Final. 47-point lead, Sammy.
Yeah, and look, to be honest, the Devils, they need to find their inner Ballarat Swans in this final turn to be any chance. A goal from the first centre bounce and a bit of spark's the only thing they can hope for in this contest. They'll throw cautions to the wind, but Melton have been so good afternoon, only conceding the 3 goals, and their defence just looks absolutely rock solid.
Yeah, Melton looking the goods. Darley will want to get some momentum into a preliminary final, at least winning a quarter, which they've failed to do so this afternoon.
Big fly by Hovey, wins it down. Baker will get the clearance. Right foot kick will go inside forward 50 with the bouncing ball. Hacked off the deck there by Heaney. Will just gain territory. Umpire would pay the mark. Scoble unkind bounce. As the party got a handball away. Kick will go towards half forward. Suter, position A, just dropped off his direct opponent and took the mark on the half back line, which has been what they've been able to do all day. Toddy, just read those cues, have those half backs as he spots up his co-captain and Kite.
Yeah, a bit more composure from Andy Azzopardi. Had Brett Bewley on his own for a handball give, but nonetheless, Davis found Scoble with the outside of the right boot. Hovey was tall and took a nice grab. Just outpointed Ericsson. David Goliath battle aerially there. So Hovey, who hasn't given up trying today, will send the Devils forward, whose forward line have really pretty much been non-functional.
Oh.
Right at the back. Well, he's kicked a couple of goals, both in the opening term. So he'll continue to provide a threat, but they need more avenues, Sammy.
No, you're right, and another great mark from Brady there, right on the pace. I mean, coming from 3 to 4 deep, just got the biggest reach out on the ground and used it to its fullest on that occasion.
So it'll be right from outside 50. 90 seconds into this final term. Kicks on its way. Players fly at the back. Nice, well-judged mark taken there by Minito. So Minito, who was arguably the Bloods' best in the opening half, has started well in this final term with a grab on the last line. He runs away. 70-metre gain with run and by foot. Got it beyond half back. Mawson leading into the race for the ball. Gathered there by Crawford, who went inboard. They combined by hand. Brodie Ward got it to Duncan Cabin, who found Denham, who went short in the Joel Cadman direction. He took a nice mark. Minito went to ground, opened the door for Cadman to play on, so he squared it up in the right direction. He flew and he took it. Promising couple of grabs in the opening 2 minutes from right. And some purpose, some intent, and a quality entry, a rarity for the Devils this afternoon.
Yeah, it's their real barometer, and Joel Cadman's involved in that one. He's had a lot of his possessions behind the footy today, I guess, with the ball's been for the majority of the day. But when he gets the ball, something generally always good happens for the Devils, and this time was that spot right, who comes in for the start in the final term they are after. He steers it to the right, pardon the pun, for a minor score.
As he did last week to the right of screen.
He's more of a left-of-screen guy here at Darley Park, I've noticed.
So it'll be Riley Walker to bring the ball back into play. And he's got time to run his measure and then deliver by foot. Beyond half-back, players set themselves. Spoil fell into the hands of Braden Kite, who took on the tackle all a bit too easily, and he went back with the U-turn and released the hand pass over towards Jack Walker, who went short, and the kick was cut off there by Mitch Ward.
Yeah, Ward's probably become the Darley's nearly their best today, maybe outside this man in Bewley. He spots up laterally, comes across towards centre half back. Spiteri takes the mark. Right foot kick, we go towards the half forward line. Inglis stayed down, maybe got some contact in the back with the late arrival there of Watkins. So come back to Inglis, can send the Devils inside forward 50, in between centre wing and half forward. He'll play on. Long right foot kick. Looking probably for Brady Wright again to fly. Can't get to this one. Ball at ground level. Borg couldn't gather. Melton clear with the clearing kick, and Mawson will take the mark of truce and half back.
Yeah, a bit of luck there for the Bloods. Just no vision, but just got it out of there, and Mawson in front. So he went lateral to Carter. And just continue to cover the miles to the Carter boys. And they go short to Riley Walker. Go backwards to Phillips on the defensive 50. And he'll go back to Liam Carter. So a bit of toing and froing there from the Bloods. Just taking another 30 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, happy just to chip it around this point, aren't they, Toddy? Long kick down the line is forced this time, and the mark is taken by the Devils. Inboard kick coming from Cadman, showing a bit too much of it. Cut off there by Jack Walker, who slows up. Now goes to centre forward, has Carter loose. Handball off, over the top. Davis, been so good. Left foot kick comes across the 50 to find Scoble taking the mark. Who's too far at the score, and they're happy to go as slow as they like as he sets this one up towards the top of the square. Looking for Kite to fly from 3 deep. Big fist over top by Ward. Gets at the ground level. Crawford with a clean pick up. Is caught in the tackle. Umpire gives him a bit of leeway. Ball up 40 from goal.
5 minutes gone, final term. Melton lead by 46 points after they led by 13 at quarter time, 25 at the half, and 47 at the final change. Yeah, look out. Here comes Jack Walker out of the back of stoppage. Nail in the coffin. She's all over here at Darley Park, and the Bloods come from everywhere to celebrate. They might have a foot two into the grand final.
2 feet, 10 toes, 10 fingers, whatever you want to say, Toddy. They're going to be in the 2024 grand final in the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League. And another goal to their captain, Jack Walker, who's just been at his industrious best again this afternoon, Toddy. Just an accumulator of the footy, and also been able to find in season 2024 some goals with 10 goals in the season now.
He becomes the 5th multiple goal scorer for the Bloods, joining Brady and Geordie Kite, Ryan Davis and Ryan Carter.
So it's all over pretty much here at Darley Park. Melton with the last goal of the final term through their captain in Walker. Bewley, the opposing skipper, took him on, dropped the footy, gone. And that sums up their day. One passage of play. The great Brett Bewley's run down. Borg goes for a run, takes a unkind bounce, but got away, and the sidestep gets him further afield. Right foot kick, we go inside 50, looking for Faruja. Waiting down Davis. Left foot snaps, bouncing across the body. It dribbles forward towards the minor score post, and in the end, a minor score is registered for Melton.
Yeah, dangerous sharking. He's been good in general play, Davis, today. So Brett will bring the ball back in for the Devils. He'll go right down the middle. Myers the target from the back. Went into the back of Hovey, but somehow Cadman ended up with it. Riley Matricati wants him to go to him. He had nothing forward other than Bewley, so he conceded by hand to Brett Bewley. Tumbling kick forward to a 3-on-1. Loose ball opportunity. Numbers will prevail for the Bloods as Minito combines with Liam Carter and sent the ball towards half forward. Terrific grab overhead taken there by Suter. And he'll go back and send the Bloods into attack.
He'll take his time because there's no rush here for Melton. They're firmly in control here at Darley Park. Drive-by will be from Borg. He'll go inside forward 50 with the right foot kick. Faruja from the back works his way to the front and takes the grab. In the right forward pocket, he'll line up for his first of the afternoon. He's threatened to do it all day, Todd. He's flown from a few deep a few times. This time gets to the front, takes the contested mark and can line up for goal.
Yeah, so just when you worry about Ryan Carter, Liam Carter and the two Kites and Ryan Davis, of course, there's an aerial presence from Faruja, who's essentially the 3rd or 4th aerial target inside 50 for the Bloods. That just multiplies the degree of difficulty overcoming the minor premiers in Faruja, who's kicked 3 goals in his last 2 games, 3 against the Devils in round 18, 3 against East Point, and now a chance to hit the scoreboard. And he's off to the right. Melton get their 10th behind of the afternoon. 11-10-76 Melton lead Darley 3-4-22.
Bewley will do the kicking in duties, and as you'd expect, we'll go long and direct in this situation, as it all has to go miracle right from here. Myers flew. Hovey with the crumb did well, the ruckman. Looks to go in the Denham direction. He left it for Cadman. He'll shoot it wide by hand. Mahito read it best and stood up under the hand pass and slung to the turf, and a ball up will be the result. As the sting here at Darley Park, you feel just completely disappeared. You can probably expect a bit of bruise-free footy to finish here, Todd.
Yeah, the conclusion is essentially foregone. Baker could have been held, umpire called play on. Adam Azapati's had a quiet day, went by hand to Fawcett. Myers under the pump, he too has had a difficult one by his own standards. He's coughed it up here, and it'll be a free kick to Borg, who's been instrumental. His leg speed again, a feature for the Bloods on the outer side of the ground.
Right foot kick from Borg as they down the ground. Farouj has gone to the turf, being a bit of physicality he's been involved with today with the likes of Brett, and Umpires paid a free kick, and Farouj will get another look at the sticks. He's been an angry man today, Matt Brett, as you've mentioned a couple of times in the call. Todd, he always plays on the edge, but maybe extra angry pills taken during the week.
Yeah, so Farouj, just get under the skin of Matthew Brett, but most forwards do, in fairness. So it'll be Farouj for a chance to kick his first of the afternoon. Melton's 12th and a chance to extend on this convincing 54-point advantage near 10 minutes into this final term. So he'll kick from about 45. Kicks on its way. Tumbling kick. Will it get the journey? Stumped through by Lahoure. So 11-11, 77 Melton. Darley 3-4-22. 55-point lead to the minor premiers.
Billy again will go right down the eye. Did it all. Tanner in front. Hasn't had a stiff all afternoon. Gets it now. And it's corralled by not one, not two, but three Melton players. And a ball up with the result.
Quiet day for Javen Tanner. Of course, a Western Jets product. Tap one by Hovey. Got it to Baker, who's tackled, taken to the ground by McIntyre. And there'll be a ball up. He'll sleep well tonight. Luther, more often. He and Luther at the Brett under the bottom of the pack. Speaker Bewley, hurried kick out of the congestion in the Matricati direction. Good use of the body on that occasion against Watkins. So he's got Gardner, who's just come off the bench. He'll take an uncontested mark from 60. Lowered the eyes, kick was good, and found Andy as a party. Ran to 45. Kicked it to the hot spot. Myers, right. Good spoil by Philip. Shark by Bewley across the body. Good finish from the captain. Darley get there fourth.
And you deserve that, Brett Bewley, for his performance today, Toddy. I mean, he's been arguably the Devils' best. Again, as the skipper, I mean, averages 39 disposals a game in season 2024 and a goal. I mean, he's just a super, super player. And, yeah, a wonderful finish on his preferred side and from a tight angle.
Yeah, he's been Darley's best today for sure. And, well, he's one of half a dozen players, and don't ask me to name the other five that are quality kicks in the team. Of course, they're kicking again, found wanting. Their ability to maintain possession's been an afternoon struggle.
Well, Tanner's gone the ruck, was beaten that time by McIntyre. Left foot kick out of congestion by Melton, goes to a vacant centre forward region. Brett comes away with it. Right foot pass will come towards true centre wing. It's a beautiful one. Maybe one of those 6 kicks, Todd. Indeed. As he found Gardner on true centre wing. Looks short, decided to go longer. Set a task for as a party. Over his head, Watkins. Look away, hand pass, found Walker. Back into traffic. Got boots the ball just in time because Wright was waiting for him as a party. He tried to do the same, didn't, and gone. Holding the ball, free kick. Will go the way of Jack Walker inside his own defensive 50.
So, Adam Azzopardi, he's been best for the Devils at Mackie Park in 2 of their recent outings, but today he's had a quiet one. Sullivan will go short to Watkins. So he's told to play on by the umpire, lowered the eyes. Tanner went the spoil, could have taken the over if he wanted, elected the double fist spoil, so it fell to Watkins, who got it to Hickey. His gather was terrific, he's got momentum, his running pattern was good. Baker, good tackle on Ericsson. Hurry kick though, got it to Walker, quick tap, found Davis. The tackle pressure was good there at the back there by Wright, and Sullivan's got a bit of cramp.
Yeah, he's been a hard runner all afternoon, and Brady Wright, well, had limited opportunity, Toddy, and that run-down tackle just shows the talent that he is as he plays on, thumps it inside, forward 50 towards full forward, and McIntyre getting back, couldn't complete the mark. Bewley fights for it at ground level, and a ball up. The result was still Sullivan in trouble in the middle of Darley Park. Now got 2 trains towards him. You called cramp early, Todd. Hopefully it's nothing more too sinister.
Tap one by Myers, got it to Baker. Kick up over the shoulder and towards the Azzopardi direction. Running back with the flight of the ball. Nice grab there. Taken there by Heaney. So, need not be in a rush. And he goes short and the kick's okay. Got it towards Phillips. We got it towards half-back. Has he paid a push? He has on Duncan Cadman, who's trying hard today. They've been under the pump all day, the Devils' defence. So Duncan Cadman sends the Devils into attack in the Bewley direction. Got the fly, couldn't hang on to it. Looked a bit sore, the captain. And they'll clear the Bloods through Manito and his right foot kick. Like so many this afternoon, hit the target in Liam Carter. So a couple of Devils worse for wear. Brett Bewley and Joel Cadman. Story of the afternoon. Jack Walker with ball in hand. He'll go short to Manito, who kept running, had the ball near on the last line and got it again on outer centre wing.
Such a hard runner and had plenty of in the opening half. Hasn't needed to have as much of in the second half as he goes short to Kite. As he thumps it inside forward 50. Tanner getting back, got the spoil to ground. Ground level, Davis, dribbling ball, bouncing, wrong side of the post as it goes through for another blemish for his final term efforts. Eyes on Sullivan, who's carried off the field, still going very gingerly. As you called earlier, could just be cramped, Todd, but keeping a close eye on him, of course, a spot in the grand final in a couple of weeks to recover for.
Yeah, they'll enjoy the week off. It's been a pretty physical affair. Matthew Brett brings the ball back into play. Turnover, read well off the boot by Hickey. He's had another good day. He's had 3 very good games against the Devils this year. Of course, returning to the club after a spell at Diggers Rest. So the right foot kick has been cut off there by Bewley. And he will repel, not for the first time today for the Devils.
Short pass, showed a bit of it to Denham, fisted away by Watkins, got it back, lights it up and goals!
Another turnover, costly for the Devils. The Bloods make them pay with the 12th major of the afternoon. And Watkins joins a list of 7 goal kickers for the Bloods today.
Yeah, he certainly does. And, he's been in Troy Scoble's best 10 times in season 2024, has Lockie Watkins. And one of the more underrated big dogs, in my view, in that midfield in the competition. Doesn't probably get the credit that he deserves, as Lockie Watkins. He's a superstar and caps off the day with a goal.
So the Bloods down the Devils in round 7 at this venue by 66 points. And we're at 56 at the moment. 16 minutes gone, final term. Tanner into the ruck. Won that tap only as far as Walker, waiting at ground level. Got the kick forward. Ericsson's attack on the footy was good, but Ward got in the way at the right time. Gave it an opportunity here for Inglis, but umpires picked out a free kick. It's going to come back, and it's going to go to Mitch Ward, who's had a good afternoon for the Devils.
He has. After a nervy opening 5 minutes, has really bounced back and been amongst their best as he goes long and wide to the outer side towards Wright, who is clunking everything in this final term, it has to be said. Takes another wonderful contested grab. He'll chip it over top towards Azzopardi as the Devils can look to go inside forward 50. Breaks away from the tackle. Right foot kick will be in the Matricardi direction. 1, 2, 3. Not able to get in the third bite of the cherry. Was stolen by his teammates. And a ball up in the inside 50 will be the result.
Devils in attack, tick over 17 minutes gone, final term. Result not in doubt here, but some momentum, some positives still to gain from this afternoon. Shoveled out there, umpires picked out a free kick. Advantage paid to the Bloods. Good spoil on the ball there from Fawcett. Found its way over the line for a boundary. Throwing on half forward, out of side for the Devils.
Almost time on in this final term. Surely both sides and both coaches' boxes were thinking, all right, time to get some of the big dogs off you. Think, Toddy, just to rest them up for next week for Darley and for 2 weeks' time for Melton. An injury in these final moments would be crucial for their premiership hopes. As we're back at the action, Farouj takes front position against Tanner. Couldn't take it out of the ends. Wrapped up in the tackle by his opposing number.
Devils a chance to get Lucas Impey back next week for that prelim against East Point, but on today's performance, you'd think they need a little bit more than Impey to pinch a preliminary final win against East Point or Ballarat.
Tanner took it out of the ruck. Was pinched away by Melton. Unkind bounce for Borg initially. Was good enough to go back and win it. Turned it over by hand. Denham will go inside 50 with a left foot kick to right. Outmover this occasion by Phillips, who did it very well and took the mark on his chest inside his own defensive 50s. He'll take all the time that he likes to take his kick. And he looks to go long and wide towards the other side. High kick from Phillips. Big fly from the side. There from Melton, waiting at ground level. Thumped inside 50 by Azzopardi for Darley. Big fly top by Wright. Couldn't mark. Heaney bounced up. He's caught in the tackle. Ball spills free. Hacks it out of midair. Cadman with this one. Got boots the ball back towards Azzopardi. Left foot shot. Flying a goal's offline and out in the full.
It just all looks a bit like hard work inside 50 if Wright's not marking it. There's plenty of work to be done for the Devils inside 50 as Borg went by hand to Manito to outer centre wing. A rare turnover on outer centre wing. The mark taken there by Lahure. Will send the ball back into attack. Right the target. Just knocked off the ball there by Watkins. Legally said the umpire, and Phillips took a nice mark. He's had a good game today, as have near all the Melton players. And their defence has really held up to keep the Devils to just 4 goals for the afternoon.
Walker comes broadcast side. Hickey, the target, unkind bounce, went off break when he wanted a leg break. And in the end, the turning wicket here at Darley Park continues as the ball goes out of bounds.
He's got a serious tank, Jacob Hickey. He just covers the ground and gets to more contests than most. Presents without the ball and gets involved in the chain with it, and is more often the genesis in the chain too between the arcs. He's had a good year, averaging 27 disposals a game. Hovey grabbed it out of the ruck and just threw the ball onto the boot, went forward in the Duncan Cadman direction, and he presented like a true forward, the defender. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal from 45 metres out.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a goal in season 2024, not to put the mocker on him early. I mean, played all his footy this year in the heart of the fence, and a nice contested mark inside 50. Another avenue maybe uncovered in the late stages of this game by Dan Jordan ahead of their preliminary final matchup next week. As Cadman, right foot kick, it's pretty good. He's got it. Pops it through. Darley have 5 for the afternoon. Cadman's got 1 for the season now. And the Devils, well, a little bit, trying to get a little bit of respectability on the scoreboard late here at Darley Park.
Yeah, good to see the big smile on Duncan Cadman's face. He's toiled hard under the pump in the back half all afternoon, and such was the surprise on kicking a rare goal. The smile on his face suggested he just put the Devils in front.
Yeah, well, you're right there, Toddy. And the reality is, like, you talk about the likes like a Lucas Impey potentially being available next week. That means they can roll a guy like Hovey forward, which would give some support that's desperately needed. Brady Wright, who's been a one-man band this afternoon with Billy Myers playing a rare, quiet game himself.
Back at the restart, it'll be Hovey, who's tried hard today. So to McIntyre, who's just keeps plying his trade. Bewley, but nearly caught one high as he kicked. The ball went inside 50. Duncan Cadman, confidence up, couldn't impact the contest. How about the gather, though? It was a bit like Spiteri. Awkward onto the left boot. Cut off there with strength there by Jack Walker. Fell into the hands of Bewley. Kick with the outside of the boot. Scoble drop what he should have taken. Blind turn from Andy Azzopardi, and the finish was good.
Well, nice finishing goal there by Andy Azzopardi. A moment Max Scoble won't want to watch back on the tape. He really should have marked uncontested, dropped it, and then in the end, Azzopardi picked his pocket and goaled it.
Well, Darley have surpassed their 5-goal return in round 7. They now have 6. The margin back to 44 after the Bloods led by 25 at half-time, 47 at three-quarter time. They now lead by 44. So a quarter win, still a chance for the Devils. Tick over 22 minutes gone, final quarter.
McIntyre wins down. Baker will come away with the clearance. Handball off to Spiteri. Spent the final term across half-back. Over top to Inglis. Queuing up all of a sudden. Azzopardi spins out of the tackle. Looking for Cadman. Bounces kindly. Left foot kick is smothered. It ricochets back into the passage of play that came from an Azzopardi. Scoble. Hand pass in hope more than anything as it's tried over the line there by Phillips. As Darley just getting a little bit of run from the centre clearance there, Toddy. Good to see pleasing signs for Dan Jordan to build up for next week.
Some clean air, some rare clean air for the Devils in the last few minutes. So boundary throw in. It'll be Tanner against McIntyre, who's played 90% of the game of the ruck. Full respect. Tanner needs to be quick. He was. Quick hand pass. Got it to Andy Azzopardi. Snap on goal. Has missed off to the right. The minor score.
And you can tell that Melton, the finish of the game, they're obviously going through the motions a little bit in the contest. But I like to see the Devils are in fully in run and trying things. Spiteri towards half-back, a bit of run and dash. Duncan Cadman to the forward line. It's good coaching by Dan Jordan. It's just trying to unlock little, plans C and D, I guess, ahead of next week. And that's all you can really do and gain in this situation if you're a senior coach, is try blokes in some different spots and see if we've got weapons in the arsenal. As Walker at the fence, we'll go short and find Menado. Goes for a run half back and thumps it towards centre wing on the outer side. Big fly from the Devils in the front. See it out of bounds. We're going to ball in virtually opposite from our broadcast position on true centre wing on the outer side.
Yeah, swarm of Bloods running to that outer side and then back to broadcast side, just using up more Devils petrol tickets. that are running on empty. Such has been the dominance of the Bloods today. Throw in. Hobie had front spot. Neither ruckman could impact. How about the gather from Borg onto the left boot? Got it to half forward. Liam Carter presented. He's looked dangerous all day. Onto the right boot. Went in the Ryan Carter direction. He's out in front of Myers. Hand pass over the top from Ryan Carter was cut off there by Lee Spiteri. Momentum with ball in hand. Took him over the line for a boundary throw-in. 40 metres around from the Melton goal.
24 and a half minutes gone. Final term action here. Second semi-final in the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League live at Darley Park. Melton in firm control of the Devils. They look to add to their score sheet with the boundary throw-in, only favouring Carter. Could have been recalled from honesty, but Denham got off the 4-set, dumps it towards centre wing. Numbers behind the footy favour Melton, but at the front, it's gathered by Matt Tricardi, who dumps inside a vacant forward 50 for Darley. Phillips getting back, sees away their whoopie tackle. A right foot kick should find the chest. The mark's taken there by Conrad Ferrugia at half back.
Ferrugia, with ball in hand, can go short to Walker, who presents that hit-up target. Half a dozen times a game, he can go to Suter as he looks to come broadcast side, but he'll go to Phillips, one of the two options. He'll chip it over the top to Riley Walker. Got the overlap to Suter and go along the line to Borg. Oh, this is not what you need here, Matty Brett, as Borg just put the Jets on and ran away with a bounce. The chase was encouraging from Brett, and enough. You're in trouble, Borg, holding the ball. And Matty Brett, just exhausted, just let Borg know that, well, you couldn't get away from all of us.
Yes, he slipped to the crucial moment there, Borg, as you could tell he's going to look to shake and bake his way past 4-set, but slipped over, gone, holding the footy. Myers in defence. Short pass as the Devils look to transition to the other side here with Brody Ward with the footy in hand. Left foot kick goes towards centre wing. Too tall for Hovey. Good bit of run over the top there for Gardner. Tries the kick on the outside of the boot of the left foot and sends it over the fence and out in the full. Which, again, just shows that their kicking skills today, Todd, has been a real issue for Dan Jordan's men compared to the elite foot skills that we've seen from Melton all afternoon.
Yeah, no composure and guilty of perceived pressure, that is for sure, as Heaney has ball in hand as time ticks away here. Near 27 minutes gone, final term. Under dark skies now, kick gets to outer centre wing. Gathered there by Hovey. He's kept trying. High up and under kick towards the attacking 50. Tanner from the side couldn't hang on to it. They've always got numbers defensive side, the Bloods, as the kick from Watkins was cut off. And a nice grab taken there on Suter by Duncan Cadman. Both Cadman boys have had a crack today. And Duncan will send the ball back inside. Darley's 50, of course, Duncan with a rare goal in this final term. Right foot kick goes in the Tanner direction. Siren sounds to end a convincing win to the Bloods over Darley in this second semi-final. In perfect conditions for football, well, comparative to the conditions that we've experienced over the last couple of weeks. The wind really didn't play any role in the outcome. The Bloods were dominant. They outran the Devils. They used the ball better. And they outnumbered the Devils. So essentially, 1, 2, 3, tick, tick, tick. And they had more ball and high levels of efficiency, which was always going to make it hard for the Devils in a 43-point win. So the only consolation for the Devils is winning that final term.
Yeah, you're right, Toddy. I mean, I guess that's the only thing that Dan Jordan would have probably asked for in the going into his three-quarter time address into this one was trying to finish the game in a positive fashion. It's all about good habits, and good habits of winning the final term to build on to next week, where they'll take on, I guess, the winner of tomorrow's game between the Ballarat Swans and East Point. So
a third win for the Bloods this year against the Devils. Darley have managed just to win 4 quarters of the 12 thus far in their head-to-head battles in 2024. The right team won again. They just continue to show up, Melton, and they're just so honest across all the lines. Whilst, I was acknowledging a couple of Darley players, featuring in the best in the back half of that match. It was just acknowledging that they only had like 6 or 7 bona fide, effective contributors for the afternoon, where it was really a deep contribution from all 22 players from the Bloods.
Well, that's the thing with Melton Senior Group in season 2024, is that it's one soldier up, next soldier stands in, and that's that kind of thing where it's not your day. It doesn't really matter because you know that someone else is going to be pick up the load, but it just seems to be everyone's day every week that Melton walk on the field. I mean, you go across the 22 today, they were super, they were consistent, they were effective, and they just play a real unison and team-oriented game where it's they make the ground look so big and so damaging, and had 22 very good players once again.
And if you're sore or underdone or carrying anything, you'll be exposed against the Bloods. And they just looked. I don't know the Devils. They just looked a little fatigued there. I think they were exposed with the bright and forthright nature of the Bloods' willingness to take the game on. And the game is made much more difficult when you haven't got the ball, when the Bloods are going at the efficiency levels that they are by foot and by hand. And
you're right, Toddy. And the minor premiers in Melton, they could be a side in any season that deserves more their place in the grand final season 2024 because they have been the best team all year. It's been clear. They've been on top of the ladder for most of the year as well. Convincing victory again this afternoon, 12-12, 84. Defeating the Devils 6-5-41 with an even spread of goal kickers once again.
Yeah, we'll go through those before we bid you a good afternoon. Braden Kite, Geordie Kite, Ryan Davis, Ryan Carter and Jack Walker each kicked 2 for the winners. Liam Carter, Lockie Watkins with 1. Whilst for the Devils, Brady Wright 2 looked threatening. Billy Myers, quiet 1. He kicked 1. Brett Bewley was good. He kicked 1. Duncan Cadman, solid. He kicked 1, and he has a party in and out of the game. But all honours with the Bloods. I mean, you'd use up 10 minutes wrapping all the Melton contributors. It was a genuine team effort, and that's what it takes to win a second semi-final and earn a grand final berth. You can't just rely on half a dozen to get it done. They rely on 22, and they've got a couple just lying in waiting too that could quite come in comfortably and play a role for the Bloods if required.
Yeah, you're right, Toddy. I mean, I look at their 22 and it's so settled in season 2024. But a few on the wings that will want to try and press themselves at training to try and take a spot. Whose spot it is, I don't know. I mean, it's always that tough in that build-up to a grand final. But a very firm and strong performance by Melton. Darley now turn their attention to tomorrow, I guess, in the most, foreseen stances to see who will await them in the preliminary final.
So we'll just get a tip from you tomorrow, Sammy, and City Oval. That's where the roads lead to tomorrow for the first semi-final between East Point and Ballarat.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, East Point, in terms of talents, you just got to lean towards them. Geordie Johnson, he's been terrific against Ballarat on both occasions they've met in season 24. I expect a big day for him and maybe a few goals would be in the difference to get him across the line.
Well, they won't leave a stone unturned, Ballarat, if they are in fact to go down, so they'll make East Point earn it. And who's to say the Swans can't continue on their merry way? Of course, unbeaten since round 10 and that breakout win over East Point just a fortnight ago. But here at Darley Park, all honours with Melton. They've had 2 wins here over the Devils in season 2024 here at this venue. 66 points in round 7, and the most important, the one that counted, 43 points in the second semi. So on behalf of my co-commentator Sammy and our man behind the camera Cam, will bid you all a good afternoon and enjoy the vision or audio, whatever you can get hold of tomorrow. It'll all be out there, Sammy, you're doing the game.
Yeah, certainly, mate. Can't wait to call the action live and see who will meet Darley in the preliminary final next week.
Guys, we trust you enjoyed the coverage. Let's hope for some fine weather next week. And your side's had a win this weekend. Both sides today, hopefully they get through unscathed and they can present a full account of themselves next week, or in Melton's case, the week after. Good afternoon.